Yo.
What it do, y'all?
Let me put this shit out real quick. That way people know we live. What's goody though, man?
Man, another day.
Another Monday.
Yeah, the crazy part is I don't be realizing what day it is no more. I just be like, just living.
Those was the good old days, man.
Those are the good old days. Like,
those was the good old days, man. Now I'm back at it, man.
Oh, let me make this shit. Which I end up doing and shit like that. Which I did today.
Fatherly duties. I woke up late today, so man.
Oriana said, work.
Shout out to the working people out there. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, man. We don't get enough credit out here, man.
I feel they paying.
Huh?
I feel their pain.
Yeah, niggas be slacking on the hard work. Niggas
be thinking be rich or something. And shit. I be at work like, nah, nigga.
Facts. You know the good part. I'm glad like our jobs is like, you know, we got like good jobs, but we don't really be working like we don't got coworkers that we work with necessarily.
Yeah. Like, somebody that's gonna just pull up a phone and like, I work with, look who I work with.
Word, like niggas trying to take selfies while you trying to do your job and shit. Like,
yeah, nigga, but every meetup spot, that's all niggas will talk about the videos, nigga. Like,
that's a fact, though. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, y'all went in the last video, blah blah, and then they talk about yo, y'all be getting these shorties every single time. Y'all be getting these shorties.
Yeah, every time, man.
King Confidence was goody. Speak facts.
Yeah, if only y'all know. Yeah, so y'all already know, man. You know, Kevin Samuels got a remembrance. You know, his birthday is today, so they're doing like a little live stream over on his channel, which caught me all the way off guard. Like once I seen a post, even on his IG, once I seen the post, I said, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, I really don't know what to expect from the stream. To be honest with you, we gonna air it live right now. It looked like they got a 14-minute countdown, 13-minute countdown. So, yeah, I don't know, man. What y'all think gonna happen? What's your predictions?
I honestly think God, please.
I was gonna say he probably gonna show his most viral clips, probably. You know what I mean, show how he got to where he was at. I mean, what inspired the people like us, you know what I mean, to get this shit started. You know what I mean? So I think it should be a good little remembrance.
I honestly think it's some footage that he had back in the crates that hasn't been out yet. You get what I'm saying? Some clips, I'm pretty sure he was doing Patreon, he was doing YouTube, so he was doing so many things. Pretty sure he got some footage that's not out here yet that he was just like,
so unreleased, John. You think
it might be some new stuff on there that he's done previously, but that he just didn't put out yet.
Now, I think I know they said he have like his own like reality show or some shit like that going on or some shit like that.
I don't know, but somebody said Eli got his BBL done.
Oh wait, y'all was making jokes on the last live stream. So I'm like
jokes. You telling the people where you went, bro? How was your trip, bro? You didn't even tell the people how your trip was, bro. Like,
yo, first somebody said you was gonna. What y'all talking about, man?
Somebody said you was gonna be in the wheelchair, but your feet hanging out the other way.
I gotta go back and watch that live. I know y'all was talking hella shit too. Like,
you wasn't tuned in. My boy should have been tuned in.
Nigga, I was out, nigga. Like, I'm saying, like, once the perks kick in, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So what you got done though? Like,
I don't know what y'all talking about, but I had surgery on my Achilles. I tore my Achilles. And I had surgery on that, so I'm just recovering.
Now he tore his Achilles. Man. Show the 6-pack, bro.
That's
what the ladies pay to see, man.
First of all, if I did, you gotta act like I gotta have the pre-gym pictures already in the stash. That way, it looks like I was in the gym. You know what I mean? Instead of you just come overnight and just have the ab pics. You gotta act like you've been in the gym for several weeks. That way, it looks organic.
Sound like you got the format, and you ain't got no IG, so it's easier for you to lie.
Exactly. You could just say you've been in the gym. You ain't got no IG. You know?
That is true. Like I'm saying, like the women have been trying to come for me lately. I know y'all seen that clip. She said, "Are you fit? Like, are you fit?" Like,
I ain't gonna hold you. See, Eli might be on that next Kevin Samuels. He probably telling Eli some shit. You know what I'm saying? He probably passed the crown to Eli on one of these segments on his live today.
Nigga retarded. Like, nah, but Now, yeah, I just been honestly, man. I ain't never had like a serious injury like this, so it's kind of like it's annoying that I got to be in the cast. Y'all gonna see me in the cast for the next freaking 12 episodes. Like, you know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna hear these bum ass jokes that these niggas gonna say every fucking intro. They gonna say,
I don't know if it's bum ass jokes, man.
they gonna say cast, eat ass, like grass, tat. Like, I just gonna make
he was
everything
the first
sound
nigga to tear his Achilles eating ass. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie.
like I'm saying, like, yeah. I just been recovering, man, trying to not to get
what position do you have to be in to tear your Achilles eating ass though? Like that shit is crazy.
He did the 5 Gs while he was eating on that knee.
Nigga was dancing while
Yo, at some point I gotta grow up, man. Like I'm too old to be acting childish.
nigga was dancing while eating the booty. That's crazy, bro.
People gonna know we real friends though after that. You like, yo,
I ain't gonna lie, man.
your
Your multitasking abilities just went up like 5 points. Just the fact that you was able to dance while eating booty. That's crazy, man.
Listen, man, like, I don't know what y'all talking about, man. But the crazy part is this is how we honestly, this is how we are, bro. We joke all the time, bro. That's how you know y'all real friends, because y'all just be organically just joking all the time. Like this shit is funny, like you know what I mean? So. And when they don't when it's expected, like if y'all didn't make jokes, I'm like, yo, what's wrong with y'all? Like, what's wrong with y'all today?
I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. There's no base, like there's no timeouts. Your mother could be saying something serious to you. We still got something to say in the background. Like that is a fact. Like niggas don't take nothing serious, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's a fact.
Oh, we got a joke first, and then we take it seriously. Once we get the joke out the way, then it's like, damn, like, you know, like.
Oh, so. Yo, King Confidence. You know what I mean? You gotta put this up here.
Nigga said, yo, Eli's LeBron James a booty and got the boot.
That nigga do got the boot on, by the way. I don't know those activities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the people that do that, but I don't.
But you know what he really saying, though, right? You know how LeBron's number one on the scoring the most points list and shit. I mean, you number one in licking the most ass lips.
Stop it. Coming from the nigga that began his ass ate, right? Like, all right, cool. Like,
wow, bro. I get your ass ate. He has two different things.
It ain't no better, my boy.
Bro, like I'm saying, niggas, you did say you was in the pretzel position, like.
All right, stop it. Yo, Mark X said, Eli, I'm glad you're back, bro. I even miss you, Hitler.
Yeah, this shit got they not a special guest appearance. So you know what I mean?
The jokes is not stopping today, bro.
Listen, man, I'm glad to be back, man. Like,
we had another one from GSH. Everything. He said, "Happy B-Day to the legend, Godfather." Big facts. Yo, man. Happy birthday and rest in peace, man.
Yo, man. But like I said, I really don't know what to expect from this stream, man. Like, it's just, is he gonna have special? I mean, obviously he gonna have special guests. I really don't know what the fuck about to happen.
What lady know we're talking about? How we ignoring you, bro? Let me see what she got to say on her.
But
oh, is there a link? Nah, I don't know. We sending out a link
with the join.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna live stream it. You know, once he go live, or once the channel go live, we're gonna maybe at the end we probably put the link out in case people just want to call in and just say what they want to say and stuff like that. But
this year actually made me thought Kevin Samuels was Jamaican, because it's like a memorial. Like Jamaicans, like we celebrate people passings on their birthday the next year and all that.
Oh yeah, I ain't know all that. Nigga, you acting like you are just faking, nigga. For you
that is true.
Like, yeah.
So when somebody die,
y'all celebrate them on their birthday.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
So y'all celebrate them on their birthday and on the actual day they passing too, or is this?
I mean, that's more neither here nor there, but you celebrate them on their birthday mostly.
Because you know how like when they play like Biggie songs on the day he died and shit. I'm like, why don't y'all do this on his birthday? I mean, I guess they do that too.
Now they do it on both though, like, you know what I mean. So definitely doing it on both. But
what would be your most memorable moment of Kevin Samuels, you would say?
Shit, man.
So many of them shits.
Our memorable moment.
The funniest one to me was when it was this guy that came on the live stream,
I already know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, he was like, yo, why are these girls not on me or whatever? So he's like, yo, how much you make an hour or something? And he was like $15 or some shit. And then he was like, well, do you even have a big dick? he was like, I don't know. He was like, if you had a big dick, you would know you got a big dick. Nigga.
Like clearly you don't, nigga.
Yeah, I'm really. He got so many. I really would have to sit there and really think about this, though. What about you, Jew?
All right. So it was one episode where a young lady called in. She had kids, and she was saying how she needed a man that made 6 figures or whatever the case may be. And she was like, it's, you know, she want a man that's going to be able to pay for her kids to go to school. And then Kevin, you know, he walked her and he listened to her, made her feel comfortable. Wasn't disrespectful at all, but then he hit her with so let me ask you a question. You said you got 3 sons, and then he said, if one of your sons, he ain't have no kids, and he dated a woman with 3 kids, and she wanted him to pay for her school, what would you tell your sons? She was like, hell no, don't pay for that. Go find a woman who ain't got no kids. He said, exactly. So why the hell would you expect it? And I was just like, yo, man, he just walked her right into it. And then
crispy points, crispy. He dad be setting them up though. Like I ain't gonna front though. The one sound effect that he used to have was the Oompa Loompa walk.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you talking about the big Shirley's, like like this should be mad funny though. So like you know what I mean. So
the slaps used to be mad funny too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Like I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD. Like it should be mad funny.
Mark S said, "No cap. I thought Ace had a messed up hairline because all those hats. How many hats do you own, bro? Oh damn! At this point, man." I probably got
the women be thinking you got a messed up hairline too. They be taking.
I be having to take my hat off every other show. Like, yeah, my shit's still crisp. I mean, like it's still
hat fishing. Like you know what I'm saying?
Because they always think I'm a hat fish and shit. So I'm like, nah, I ain't hat fishing.
Nah, Ace, that nigga Ace do go to sleep with a fitted on though. Like you know what I'm saying? I kid you not. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I believe it. I ain't gonna hold it.
Yo, but you know what it is? I was talking to Shorty like recently, not too long ago, and you know she was
Amber.
very.
I don't know if we shout out Amber yet. Shout out to Amber.
Yo, shout out Amber. And she was very adamant on you know, her stance on Kevin Samuels was like, you know, he hate women, you know, he hate mother, he hate black women, you know, the regular stuff that you know black women usually say about Kevin Samuels. But then she had she recently was like, she had hit me up like recently, like, yo, you know what, I recently started binge watching his content, and you know, I gotta take back what I said. Like, I don't believe he disliked black women or he hated black women. I think he was just telling us the truth. And you know, it was hard for us to hear. And this is a woman who was really anti Kevin Samuels. So the fact that, you know, unfortunately, it took for him to pass away for people to really look down, rewatch his content, and be like, you know what, I get where he coming from. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't coming from a place of like, he just hate, you know, women or whatever their case was. And you know. I'm seeing a lot more women having that, you know, come to that realization. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
it's like people want you to. I don't even want to say people, but I guess people want you to sugarcoat a lot. You know what I mean? When you speak, they can't really handle the truth when it's just like at you. And he just used to give you like straight truth, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? And at first, I guess it was like a punch in the face, but then when you sit back and really think about what he's saying, it's like, yeah, yo, he right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whether how you say it or not, he's right. Like, I heard him tell no lies.
Yeah, if y'all just joining, man, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure y'all share this out on social media. If y'all want to support us, y'all can send super chat. Y'all can cash app us. Dailyrapupcrew on Cash App is at the bottom. If y'all want to buy the merch, I think Ace got the merch on right now. Dailyrapupcrew.co. Like I said, any support definitely helps us, man. Even if it's just a like or a share. Comment, something, like, you know what I mean? Definitely.
We gotta make that Dailyrapupcrew pillow. You wasn't here for the last live.
Dailyrapupcrew pillow.
Yeah, my boy. So we had Shorty. What was Shorty name again, Jew?
Lexi.
So she was basically saying how she treat her man or whatever. So she's like, every day he come home, she meet him at the door with this pillow. Guess what the pillow is for, Eli?
I'm guessing on some freak shit. So I'm guessing she get down her knees. She used the pillows to get down her knees.
Indeed.
Okay,
She get down on her knees. Now I mean, handle business. Now I mean, and then,
Kevin Samuels would have definitely found a different sound effect for her. I ain't gonna.
it'd have been more like.
Okay. My boy Ace back with the flex bombs. Like, I mean, that's my fault. The Ace bombs.
Come on, man. Come on.
My fault. It's been so long since you used sound effects. Yo, Ace was our resident sound. He used to do the sound effects on the show, but you know he was slacking. So you know we had to fire him.
That's what happened. We had a big ass fucking what you call this shit? Soundboard, and we couldn't take that everywhere we was going and shit. Matter of fact,
it wasn't even that. It was every episode. Niggas say, "Yo, what the sound effects? What the sound effect for this?"
Yeah, which is this one? And he only uses it when it's convenient for him. So if you think some shit about him, he ain't clicking shit.
That's a fact. Right? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. Yeah, liar. Like that's the only shit that he knew. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wasn't the shit funny though? Don't lie.
Nah.
Funny for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're a liar.
Yeah, that's exactly what he used to always play. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he used to purposely set people up just so he could play his fucking sound effects. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So so I just put the what you call it? Yeah, I just shared this out on social media that way we get more people. But let me. Oh, matter of fact, they live right now. Let me switch over to see what they're talking about. I can hear it.
No, I definitely don't.
Call on.
Oh, now.
Oh yeah. I turned the volume.
That shit all the way up. That's the cookie part.
And today we want to recognize Kevin. Remember Kevin. Today would have been his birthday, and I'm just want to share with you maybe some few stories about Kevin.
Yeah, I can hear it. It sounds low, right?
Yeah, I think y'all turn us down.
And things
I don't even know.
Let you kind of know who he was and who he was to me personally. Now, when I met Kev, and I would say Kevin, I would say, man, this guy walked in when I met him. Probably like some of you watching. You know, man, he's just to the point. He's direct. I don't know if I like this guy. I don't like the way he's talking. He seems cocky. He seems arrogant. Yeah, I thought that too. That's what I thought of him. He's full of himself.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see. We missed that part. Like who?
I really sat down. I really
sounds low. Yeah, I can't.
He really was somebody that when I first met him, we were working together. And those were the impressions I got from him. But then in working with him, I saw a humble person.
I'm about to go see if it's...
It's the actual, because people in the chat talking about it's low too. Some people saying it sounds fine. Audio is good from the phone. The volume is fine. What y'all talking about? The audio is, I don't know, maybe because I gotta turn all the way up and that shit.
This guy is not what I thought he was. I let.
Yeah, somebody says not us. It's the actual live stream.
My own filters.
I guess put your audio on fucking max or some shit. Like
walked in, you know, he had confidence.
I'm about to see how it is on the phone.
Always misinterpret confidence as arrogance, and I totally missed it. It wasn't cockiness or arrogance. It was just somebody who just believed in himself. And truth be told, most of us don't believe in ourselves because we take that as a pushback. And I did, you know. Honestly, I did, like most people. But getting to know Kev really let me know this guy was much more.
It's the same on the phone.
Sharp dressed. This brother was caring. He loved his family, loved his mom, loved his daughter, just loved people in general, and wanted everyone to have more success in life. And I think
you put the caption on your
watch his channel. You really
what the subtitles?
You are
a
Kevin Samuels fan. You've heard what he says, and you felt his heart felt
the CC
pleased to people to be better.
Oh,
no, he didn't.
They don't even give you the option.
A YouTube show 3 hours a night, 3 days a week, and be on Instagram for another 2 to 3 hours a week because he was consulting with
the volume on your shit on your laptop all the way up.
1 hour.
Oh yeah.
People all around the world.
Show on Max.
Quiet. Just got to listen real quick.
China, Australia, England. He had people that he talked to, not fans necessarily, but people that wanted some help. And Kevin wanted to make sure he could help them. So he took time out. Yeah, they paid him for time, but he gave everything he could to people. And when you talk to people that had consultations with him, and I've talked to quite a few of them, they were thankful for the time he spent with them. And he was the person that would talk to them in a way that they needed to be talked to. And on the show, he did that too. He talked to people the way people need to be talked to sometimes. And for a lot of us, we didn't like the way he maybe said something. I didn't like everything Kevin said, but I knew why he was saying it. And I knew he wanted that person he was talking to hear it. And you've heard him say, when you go in the emergency room, the doctors, you're having life-threatening ailments. Doctors sometimes get very direct with you. Kevin was direct sometimes. And sometimes directness hurts. Honesty hurts sometimes. We want to be massaged. And not,
I'm still trying to figure out like who, like maybe somebody in the chat, like maybe let us know who he said he was again.
Like, mine either. Trust me, we had some matches, some yelling, mostly from me at him, but we always came back to he was only trying to help me be better, and I was only trying to help him be better. And when he would call after the show, before the shows that you saw, sometimes it was just like, hey man, how was the show? It was good, man. Like you were trying to, you did your best. And that's all he wanted to do.
Oh, he said he was friends with Kevin. Oh, okay.
For the audience and for the person he was talking to. You know, he wanted the person he was talking to have more for their life. And those conversations meant so much to him. And the audience meant so much to him. And he didn't take any of it for granted. He worked harder than anybody that I've ever known in my life. Like I said, those shows he did, you saw him do the shows. You didn't see what he didn't show you, which is his consults every day, 6, 7 days a week. He did consults on Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day. The Thanksgiving before he actually passed, that Thanksgiving, he had a consult that day. And I told him, hey man, don't have a consult that day. Go spend time with your family on this day. Oh no, they're going to be okay. I know he had the consult because he was that dedicated to the people. And that dedication never wavered. He always had North Star, and I told him his North Star was to have more Black families, more husbands and wives, support the community, uplifting families. He wanted to see more of that. And when he said on the show, he absolutely wants that. He wants that. He wanted it, he wants it. And his legacy is going to be for that will go past him. But the time he was here, and my friend was just incredible. He was humbled by the success from the time that Average at Best happened. He called me literally like the day after it hit, and it was getting 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 100,000, close to 1 million views. He says, hey man, like it's happening. And I just told him, I said, man, you ready? I said, you ready? Because it's coming. He was like, yeah, I'm ready. And in being ready, that meant never forgetting what he told you, where he came from. Being from Oklahoma City, being from a single parent house, growing up, not with everything. Not to say he was broken poor. He wasn't necessarily broken poor. He wasn't. But he didn't have everything. And everything is relative, right? Relative to your own life. You see somebody that has something you don't have, then they have maybe more than you. But he didn't want for a lot of things in his life. But he didn't have everything. None of us usually do. But what he did have,
his chat over there going crazy. Like I'm saying, he probably got like mad people in his chat right now. That's why
on the show, some people say, "Oh, he was evil. He was mean. He was great." But what he never was he was never.
Somebody said his Jew sleeping. Yeah, do fake look like he can sleep. It's like he
wanted people to be better.
Niggas said this nigga put us to sleep. Like
he wasn't a pushover, right? You couldn't just talk to him any kind of way. I couldn't talk to him any kind of way. Nobody could. Nobody in his entire life. Talking to his mom, she'll tell you, you couldn't talk to him any kind of way. because he'd tell you his opinion, and you may not like it, but he's going to give it to you. And guess what? He had a show where he gave his opinion. What else? Like the best thing for him, a place for him to speak his mind. But his mind was always on one thing: helping people. He wanted to see the family unit happen again and grow. And so in this year from his passing, a year from his birth date, you know him as the Godfather. I just know him as Kevin. Kev to me. He called me before shows. He called me after shows. So my phone would ring. I'm an hour behind when he was in Atlanta. His show would be over midnight. My phone would ring. I'm laying in bed.
People saying that the audio trash. They can't hear this shit.
Yeah, like I can hear him. It's just very low. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm guessing that people, like, he gonna have multiple people call in and speak their piece. So maybe the next person that speak after him might have a better setup. You know what I mean? So, and he definitely not paying attention. He probably don't even realize it sounds low.
You've got a purpose.
I think it's just talking.
You started for a purpose, continue for a purpose. He did. He kept it for a purpose. So I miss my friend way more than probably you guys miss the Godfather, Kevin Samuels.
How do you know that?
You know, my best friend.
He said that that's his best friend. Like, oh man.
But just know, I know
it's the best friend to a Godfather.
Celebrating with us today as we celebrate him. So thank you guys for being here to celebrate Kevin Samuels, one of my best friends in the entire world. Love him and miss him. I know you do too. Thanks for being here.
I was about to say, imagine.
Hello, I'd like to first say happy birthday.
That sounds a little louder.
Great Kevin Samuels, and I want to acknowledge his presence in his life, although he is now gone on with the ancestors. His work will not be forgotten. I had the pleasure of being able to hang out with him on his last birthday while he was here with us, and it was my honor and pleasure to spend that evening with him. I didn't know it was his birthday. He kind of surprised us with the fact that it was his birthday, and I have a couple of videos I'd like to share with you guys. They're definitely very interesting and very funny. So here's one.
The Godfather with the baddies, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and so that's how I like to remember him, you know, and I hope you all will remember him that same way. You know, he was once you got him to loosen up a little bit as much as he could loosen up, right? The man literally said that he enjoyed his suits, you know, so but no, he was a great guy. His impact is being felt around the world. Brilliant mind, brilliant salesman, wonderful personality. He was everything that we needed when he came through. I know that the good Lord has a reason for whatever he does and whatever. So I don't question the Lord. Of course, we wish he could have stayed a little bit longer. But at the end of the day, he made such a great impact on the world that he will always be remembered. And so I just want to acknowledge his family and his friends and his mother and his daughter and his best friend. Jeff, shout out to all you guys. Thank you for keeping his spirit alive. I got one more video I'd like to share with y'all, and you can check it out. Yeah, so that's it, man. That's it. Rest in peace, Kevin. We appreciate you. We love you. We respect you. We honor you. Thank you so much for your hard work and dedication. As I always say, this is Uncle D. I'm out. And God bless you, and God bless this wonderful man's memory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kevin was a person that was very forward-thinking.
Oh, Shadu Jackson.
None of us as content creators would be able to hold a torch or even step in his shoes. But what he's done for not even just black content creators, but black men in general, was to really give black men a source of identity as far as controlling our image and controlling our ability to be somebody, and that we could be what we thought we could be if we just went out and tried. And that's something that Kevin Samuels doesn't get a lot of credit for. He gets credit for, let's say, holding women accountable, or letting women know the reality of where they may have been in the dating market. But in the real sense, Kevin Samuels' content was about the high value man, and the high value man had to himself had some level of accountability to be able to make his own decisions. And I never knew anybody in this business that worked like Kevin Samuels. He was working all the time. He was always trying to get himself into better circles. He was always trying to better himself, sell himself, in as far as what value he could offer, and he did that. He loved collaboration. He was never a jealous brother, and that's what I really, really, really love about him so much. And I think a lot of people get Kevin Samuels and his content misconstrued. He was a brother that was very forward thinking. He thought about things before he did it. And I learned how to also be forward thinking and ambitious. I also want to give credit to Kevin Samuels for what he did for dating and relationships. People look at what he did as far as, holding people accountable, those viral moments. But Kevin Samuels, the reason that many people loved him, like as far as women, was the fact that he brought a lot of men and women together. People don't want to realize that Kevin Samuels had a large female following, and that female following wanted to become more fit, feminine, and beautiful for the men that they wanted. And that's something that he doesn't get a lot of credit for. But I want to give him credit for doing just that. I know many people, numerous people who got married because of Kevin Samuels. I know of marriages that were saved. I want to talk about one particular time. Kevin was trying to recruit me to come to Atlanta, and it would have worked, but he just ended up passing, right? So he's like, O'Shea, we should come to Atlanta because people know you, and we can do a lot together. Of course, I was the kind of guy that did a lot of the background work and did a lot of the connecting work for Kevin, and he was the person that was in the camera. But I did a lot of things behind the scenes for Kevin Samuels and some other brothers in our space. But before we ended that call, there was a gentleman that stopped Kevin that happened to be an Atlanta police officer. And I heard him in the background, yo, Kevin. I would always hear that whenever me and him was on the phone. He would always get people walking up to him and yelling and yelling and yelling. I have another good friend of mine on YouTube, a brother named Ward Maya. And every time I see Ward Maya, people are always yelling at him to stop and acknowledging him. And that's the same kind of celebrity status that Kevin Samuels had, if not even more. So this particular guy was like, Kevin, man, before your show, me and my fiance were getting ready to split up. But after listening to you and the way you break things down, my woman's been appreciating me. She's been acting right. We're getting ready to be back on the track of getting married. And Kevin don't know, you don't know what you've done for me. Is there anything I can do for you? And Kevin was like, nah, man, I'm just glad I was able to do that. But that was a story that Kevin transcended the red pill. He transcended the black manosphere community. There was white men that loved Kevin. When Kevin passed, I saw comments of people saying if Kevin came to Australia, he would have sold out any stadium. My editor is from Russia. And when Kevin died, it was men in Russia that was mourning. And you never thought about how a black man from Oklahoma City who did a live stream at 10 o'clock at night trying to reach the black community had so much of an impact on the world. And he allowed women to be able to see themselves, and he could communicate with women in ways that many of us as black men could not and still cannot. And that's why somebody like Kevin Samuels comes around once every 200 years, I will believe, because his uncanny ability to relate, and not only just relate, but to inspire both men and women. So on this day, I want to give my gratitude to our fallen brother for what he's done for me, not only just in this business, but personally. I'm a very hardworking YouTuber, but Kevin really inspired me to want to take it to the next level. And so many of the projects that me and him had, we have one that he inspired me. I don't want to mention the name of it right now, but if it wasn't for Kevin, I wouldn't have that. So I just want to tell his family that I love Kevin Samuels. He's always going to be dear, and it's hard to still believe that he's gone. The last time I talked to him was on May the 2nd, and on May the 5th, he was gone. So I just want to cherish the moment, and I appreciate being able to be invited to speak on his behalf and on this great day. So thank you so much for having me, and we'll always remember the great Kevin Roshan Samuels.
What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels. I'm incredibly honored to be able to speak on and then share some of the experiences that I had with Kevin Samuels as a good friend. I think that he was incredibly insightful. The short amount of time that he had on this earth, because he was taken from us too early, in my opinion, but that's not up to me, that's up to God. I'm very, very, very thankful to have had a friendship with him in the first place. And I think that the things that he espoused and the words that he shared with us, the entertainment that he provided us, it still lives on today. I see it in so many different people. I don't think that the spirit of Kevin Samuels will ever die, because it's affected so many people in so many positive ways. I think that our friendship specifically, and I'll share a couple different things that I've learned from him, even when he didn't realize that I was learning from him. Kev would call me occasionally and would invite me up to go watch shopping up in New York. And the one time that I wasn't able to do it, he laughed at me. He said, "Anton, what's going on? You getting soft?" And I was like, "No, Kev, I got a daughter that I got to get to school today." And he just started cracking up. He was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot," or whatever, so on and so forth. But I think that the biggest takeaway from Kevin, and the biggest thing that I learned, had nothing to do with any of the stuff, the watches, the superficial stuff. Although Kev was fly. And I think that that's another thing that he doesn't get credit for, is his influence on guys to be able to step their game up, not just in their ability to be able to become better men when it comes to relationships and getting their money up, but also carrying themselves a certain type of way. He held a standard that I think that most people would agree with, in saying that you have to be the best version of yourself, even when it comes to how it is that you present yourself to the general public. And the thing that I absolutely cherish the most about him is that he would push me. And he would push me without necessarily trying to push me when it comes to what it is that he said to me, but what it is that he said about himself. And he would say, "I know you're not about to let a 50-plus-year-old man outwork you, Anton." And I think that you can see that work ethic today. I'm not necessarily successful because of anything that I'm doing that's any more unique than anybody else. I think that I am heavily influenced by people that I looked at as mentors, even though they didn't even know that they were mentoring me. And Kevin was certainly one of my mentors. His work ethic was impeccable, and that's the thing that I take from him the most. He truly cared about the people that he rocked with. He always added value in every single conversation, even if he just gave you a He always added value, and you were always trying to figure out how it was that he was able to do some of the things that he was able to do, because he was just so talented. And him being able to truly see the growth that he saw prior to his untimely demise, I think that that's beautiful. And we gave him his flowers while he was here. We're certainly going to continue to give him his flowers when he's gone. I think that the legacy of Kevin Samuels does not live in any one of us, but all of us, and that we have to continue to be the best versions of ourselves. Kev, I love you. I appreciate you. I am thankful that you were blessed to be a part of my life. I cried when you passed away, but now I think it's a celebration. And so I'm very, very, very appreciative to have known you. And I think that the spirit of who you are lives through us all.
Happy birthday, Kevin. I miss you, brother.
All right.
I know you're probably smiling down from heaven right now, but probably not very pleased that I have Jordans on right now. You always told me to get rid of them. He said, throw them in the trash. I got some Chelsea boots back on back order that you would absolutely approve of. Trust me. Give me some time, though, all right? But jokes aside, though, Kevin, my brother, happy birthday. We absolutely miss you. Your continued impact on this world is nothing short of inspiring. You showed us how to impact lives. You showed us how to make a difference. You showed us how to cut through the noise on a journey towards your purpose. You showed us how to make a difference and have a positive change within this world. And for that, I am forever grateful. We are forever grateful. But today, we celebrate you and we continue to defend you and your legacy. And we'd have it no other way because we know that you do the same for us. To conclude, I just wanted to share a quick short story regarding the first time that I met Kevin in person. All right. Now, after months of establishing a friendship with him via the phone, one day he was like, yo, let's go to Vegas and let's get some content in, right? So one of the days that we had off, we actually traveled to his personal favorite clothing store of all time, Tom Ford. And when I tell you, when we got in there and it was his arena, it was absolutely his arena. It was like he was at home. I mean, he was the most knowledgeable person in that store regarding the styles, the fits, the colors, what works well with what, the different scents, then the sales associates, right? And they all just stood back and just listened. And I remember thinking to myself that this is a man that knows who he is and that understands his purpose, and he understands what makes him happy in life. And with so many men today struggling to find their individual purpose, watching Uncle Kevin go through that, it was simply a sight to see. Happy birthday, Kevin. You've set an amazing example. You've changed uncountable lives, and your legacy will always live on.
Yo, shout out to Lisa Smith real quick, man. Shout out to Dailyrapupcrew for keeping Kevin Samuels' legacy alive. Appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, Lisa, and definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't realize I'm talking about Cheryl. I didn't realize I was on mute. Yo, appreciate that, Lisa. But I think something that what Anton was saying about, Kevin Samuels, his work ethic, bro. That man, bro, was working nonstop, bro. Whether he was on live on YouTube, then he was on live on Instagram. He was just really working, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I look at us and, I feel like we could definitely be doing more, even for the channel and just the content and stuff like that, or just going live more. And that dude just, he just didn't let the foot off the brake, the gas. Like, he just kept going, man. And I really appreciate him for, putting in that work ethic, you know what I mean? So
it's just crazy to see how many people he touched personally too. You feel me? It's like everybody's like, oh, I was on the phone with him, or I was doing this with him, I was doing that with him. And then even when he would like comment on our videos, it's like, yo, he really like be in touch, you know what I mean? Staying in touch with everybody, man.
That's a fact. Like he don't got like he ain't have no business really commenting on, like, you know what I mean? We was up and coming at the time.
Yo, do y'all remember when we first seen that comment pop up, bro? Like, it was like, nah, that can't be real.
That's a fact. Like, I ain't even believe that shit. I told you I see that notification. I said, nah, it's no day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a bot. That's a bot.
Even when he sent us that super chat, everybody like, nah, that's not the real him. Even we like, nah, that's not the real him. But we gonna keep super chat up though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but he kind of always, showed us love, and I have no doubt, like, if he was still alive, we would have definitely
been met him.
Yeah, we'd definitely have some stories to share too, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Lead attorney here. I am so happy to be a part of Kevin Samuels' birthday celebration. He changed so many people's lives for the better. And it certainly changed my life for the better. When I think back to how I first was introduced to Kevin and how our relationship, our friendship began to form, I never would have thought that it would have ended up how it did. So profound an impact that it had on me. When I first started talking to Kevin, it was always through emails and, he would never say my name. He would just say counselor and counselor this and counselor that. Even when he invited me down to Miami for our first collaboration, when I was waiting for him to come down the elevator and I was in the lobby and we met for the first time face to face. I wouldn't necessarily describe his demeanor as cold. Maybe that's too strong of a word, but it was certainly businesslike. It was certainly professional. And in that collaboration, we shot the collab for maybe an hour or so. But then after the cameras went off, he sat there and he talked to me about YouTube. And this was very important to me as a relatively newer YouTuber who didn't have an understanding of the platform, didn't understand how the platform would interact with my life in such a profound way. And he talked to me and gave me so much game for about 2 hours after that collaboration. Lord knows he did not need to do that. He got nothing out of those 2 hours. And to be honest, he got nothing for the collaboration himself. He was just doing it to help me. And as our friendship started to form more, we would talk more over the phone. And then one day, I'll never forget, he sent me an Apple Pay. He sent me some money. He sent me $1. And I asked him, I said, what's up with this $1? And he said, that is my retainer. And now I've retained you. And now our communications are covered by attorney-client privilege. And that's when he really opened up to me and told me things that really just changed the trajectory of my career here on YouTube and really my life. And the game that he taught me about content creation, about manhood, about life from his perspective as a person from a prior generation. I couldn't have got that knowledge, that wisdom from anywhere else. And now he's gone. But his story, his power did not end there. When we had that collaboration in Miami, he put up a post on his community tab, and it was a photo of me and him at his table, and he was talking to me. And above that photo, he put a caption, and the caption was just 2 words. And the caption read, "It continues." And he was right. His story, his impact, his influence continues on through me. His story, his impact, his influence continues on through other content creators like Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, like O'Shea Duke Jackson. His impact, his influence continues on through Anton Daniels, through the Style OG, through Dennis. It continues on through newer content creators like AV to the 7th Power. His influence and impact continues on through content creators that have yet to turn on the camera for their first video. But aside from content creators, he had so much of an impact, so much of an influence on the community at large. Over 1 million followers on Instagram, over 1 million followers on YouTube. All of the insight that he provided to women on how men think, all of the insight that he provided, the guidance he provided to men about how we should increase our value, focusing on our style, focusing on our mentality. And even as we continue to increase our value, he instilled in us the belief that we had value inherently, something that society a lot of the times will try to make us forget. Kevin never wanted men to forget their value. He is gone, but his channel continues to grow. People continue to be impacted by his story, by his wisdom. And as people are impacted, millions of people, not only in the United States, but from all across the world, we can never forget that all these millions of people have had their lives changed and lives improved by one man. You know, there will never be another Kevin Samuels. Kevin, I miss you. We all miss you. And we all love you. Happy birthday.
What's up, everybody? My name is Mumia Obsidian.
Yeah, I would honestly like, I appreciate like, all of his friends and stuff, saying, words for him. But I really want to see more women, come on here. Maybe they will be at the end or maybe later on. But, I would love to see, more women come on here and show their appreciation, because I know there was a lot of women, that support him as well. So like everybody else is kind of like, I expect MTR, I expect Anton, I expect the lead attorney. You know what I mean? But I would really like to see the women come on here and really show their appreciation.
Ali, and I am very, very pleased and humbled and honored to be tapped to say a few words in remembrance of our good friend and dearly departed brother Kevin Samuels. I affectionately refer to him as Saint Kevin. And I just wanted to say a few words. People told me to try to make it brief, but yeah, it's been a very difficult year for me. Dealing with his passing and reflecting on it on a daily basis. He and I used to talk almost on a daily basis the last few years of his life, about maybe 3 years of his life, let's say. And we had a lot of conversations about YouTube, business, and that sort of thing. But we also had a lot of more, I guess you could say, personal conversations. And I've talked a little bit about them publicly, and I would just would like to relate an anecdote or two right now in remembrance of him. One day we were having a conversation, and he had talked a lot about style personalities. And out of curiosity, I asked him what he thought my style personality was. And without skipping a beat, he said, refined. He went on to say that because of the way that I presented myself into the world, people didn't see the refinement in me. They saw something else. He said, but on the inside, you're a gentleman through and through. It's not reflected on the outside. And he went on to say a number of other things that really got me to thinking. Then another time we had a conversation, and I just asked him, because he would call me like every day. And I asked him one day, I said, listen, man, let me ask you a question. Real talk. Why me? And he said, excuse me. He said, I mean, you call me almost on an everyday basis. And I mean, you know, there's a whole lot of other guys that you could be calling and talking to and so forth. And why me? And he said, without skipping the beat again, he said, because you're the only one that showed up and did the work. Now, this is after the refined gentleman conversation. I had taken his advice, his implied advice, and just snapped one day and just completely changed my presentation to the world. I went down and got my tailored suit, and I never looked back. And so some time had passed, and that's when we had the conversation I just told you about. And one other quick anecdote I'll relate to you is that when he went to promote my book, I had no idea he was going to do that. I was flat on my back, sick at the time, and he went and did that. And now what was a commercial ad is now something of a living memorial to me. That was the kind of man that Kevin was, very kind and generous and understated. He did not have to do that. I went back and did my own little homework. You know, the valuation of doing something like that is basically the equivalent of buying a commercial during the Super Bowl. Would have cost me 20 grand if he really wanted to do that. He could charge people that kind of money. That's the kind of money that he was worth at this point in his life. This is the summer of 2021. Did that for free. And I didn't ask him to do it. Had no idea that he was going to do it. And it just goes to show you what kind of man he was. I'm very dismayed at the way that he was treated by detractors in the wake of his passing, and even now, to this day, now coming up on a year. But I'm always heartened by the kindness and generosity and true humanity that he showed to me. He's been a friend to me when other men were not. And I will always remember that about Kevin, and will always try to live up to the example that he has set. And to all of his friends, his mother, his daughter, well-wishers, I hope you will all join me in saying happy birthday to St. Kevin. This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. Thank you for listening. And I love you, Kevin. Peace.
Greetings, everyone. Jeff, your style OG. First of all, I want to thank Kevin's friends, family, and team for inviting me to speak on this joyous occasion, celebrating both Kevin's birthday and his legacy. And although I'm very excited to speak about Kevin on this day.
Let me get to the super chat real quick. This is Charlie Brown. She got the $5 super chat. She said, "RP Kevin Samuels. His content changed my life in many ways. Losing him was incredibly challenging for me last year, as I intended to book with him." He changed a lot of people's lives, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? So, I've seen a lot of married people talk about how he saved their marriages. Just men in general talking about how he was an influence to them and helped them, want to better themselves in a more productive way. So, yeah, we definitely gonna miss that, man. So, appreciate the super chat.
Big facts.
It still is surreal. It feels unreal that he's not here. But one thing that can't be denied that's definitely real, the impact and legacy Kevin Samuels left behind. I believe Kevin's impact will be felt for generations to come. He definitely moved the needle, especially when it comes to male and female relationships, specifically in our community. And as someone who got to know Kevin pretty well over the last several years, I can't emphasize enough what his message was. He wanted to bring us together. He wanted us to have strong, fulfilling, lasting relationships. And even more importantly, for us to get married. And as someone who spoke to Kevin a lot firsthand about what he was trying to accomplish, he really wanted to get people what they wanted, especially the ladies out there. I know for a lot of ladies, after you wade through some of what you considered the harsh tone, he wanted you to get what you truly wanted, the man that you were really looking for. But he also wanted you to do the work that it took to get that man. But I don't want to leave the fellas out either. My guys who are aware of Kevin know before he blew up, He was going hard at us, giving us tough love. Not only did he expect a lot out of the women, he expected even more from us, the men. It's very important to me that I share to the ladies out there, Kevin truly loved you. He told me this over and over and over. He knew that he had to give you a bit of tough love, a bit of straightening, but he knew if you eventually got the message, you and all of us would be better off for it. He knew that the key to building up our community was strong relationships and families. For any of us that watched Kevin's content over the last several years, we know he was making a huge impact. He was bringing men and women together. I believe it's very important for content creators like myself and the others you'll watch on today's video tribute to continue to share Kevin's message in our own unique ways. I also want to stress the importance of you, the listener, the viewers, the fans of Kevin Samuels' content. I want you to continue to watch it, but more importantly, share with other people you know can use it. I know there's so many people out there who are watching this right now whose lives were made better, who saw great improvements in their outcomes based on Kevin's message. If it helped you, I'm sure somebody else that you know can definitely use the help. So I strongly encourage you to like, subscribe, and more importantly, share this content with other people. And I mean this content, not the bootlegs other people have created. By sharing Kevin's content, the content on his channel, that's how you make sure his legacy continues to grow and he has impact on men and women for years to come. And by doing so, you help his legacy take care of the loved ones Kevin left behind. And to my dear friend Kevin, on your birthday, I can't express to you how much I and millions of other people truly miss you. You did what many of us men are striving to do and did it in spades. You left behind a huge legacy. You left your mark on this world. So on this birthday celebration, I want to say to my friend Kevin Samuels, we miss you, we love you, salute.
I don't know many women who wanted to have a kid and didn't want to work after that. I definitely don't fit in that bracket. The concept of a high value man is to shoulder and is to carry the brunt, to be the general. And I think more so what I'd like to see is joint leadership and then joint respect for what each person is bringing to the table. Which I think is fascinating because I think a lot of people would assume from the clips that they've seen of you that you're asking women to settle for less, to lower their standards, or to be more realistic about their potential for partners, and then as a result, to look within a pool that they would consider less than what they see, for themselves.
My content is openly, I say I'm making it for the men who want to be in the top 10%, top 20% of men who want to get in the top 10%, 5%, 1%. We just haven't talked about the logistics of it. But actually, high value man puts a lot of pressure on men.
It's fascinating because to hear about, the concept of a high value man is to shoulder and is to carry the brunt, to be the general. And I think more so what I'd like to see is joint leadership and then joint respect for what each person is bringing to the table. I think that even comes down to sex, right? So if I can acknowledge your sex drive and what you bring and what you know, and I want that information because my agenda isn't to kill it or kill the pussy in the bedroom or to dominate in the bedroom. It's to have great sex. And in order for us to have great sex, if you got something and I got something, we can both bring something, we can collectively create a better experience. And so I'm thirsty for your knowledge and I want to catch up, and I want you to be thirsty for my knowledge. I want you to want to catch up to where I'm at. We're both exchanging as tourists and as tour guides in the bedroom, rather than like putting the responsibility for men to say, well, you've got to be the leader. You got to be the one to be the sexual advocates. You have to be the one to be the sexual conquests, because maybe you don't, or maybe you do get to be that on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, you allow your partner to take over. Even financially, I do feel that way. I feel that the concept of I want a person who makes X should be shifted to I want to be in a partnership where we can make X.
Well, this is where the conversation gets into, this is what I'm responding to the market. Most women will say they don't want a high value man, but then they want a luxury lifestyle that come along with it.
They say they don't want?
Yeah, because high value man has become now it's because it's so much out there. Now they're like, I don't necessarily want a high value man. They'll ask a couple of questions. They're like, okay, well, do you want to be married? Yeah. You want children? Yeah. How many? 2, 3, which one? 2 or 3? 3. Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant and married with the first child? No. Okay. what percentage of our family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Less than 20, 15, usually 10%. I'm like, well, and how much money would a man need to be able to facilitate a family, a wife, 3 children? Do you want your kids to be able to go to college? Would you like to be able to travel nationally? The lifestyle they describe is an upper class lifestyle. I'm like, well, you don't get that on $50,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's a disconnect.
Well, I guffawed because the way that you broaden it out in those 6 points, it sounds undeniable that anybody, even if the financial component wasn't what you were leading with, you want a man who has impact, who's got morals, who's got a social network. So
right.
You want a man who has a life and who has a legacy.
Yeah, it puts a lot of onus on men to not just be worried about, self. You have to be, you want to call yourself a leader, then this. Wife has always been valued. Opinion has always been, she's not a stepwife, and they work together, inseparable, with a better outcome for them and the legacy. But at the end of the day, as nice as partnership sounds, a decision has to be made, and we have to go one way.
This is like new content, or
and I think
this is new, or this is like like they did this already. Like, because I don't remember. I don't think I ever seen.
I don't.
This.
Yeah, I don't think it's dropped. I believe it's new.
Yeah, it's like some unreleased.
Oh, some unreleased show.
Yeah.
I think what I've seen, I'll honestly be, most women want the responsibility after they had their opinion, their point of view, to be considered. Which way do we go? Generally, most women say they want their men to do that. What they don't want is they don't want to not be considered. They don't want you to just say, I do this because I'm man. No. And all of that gets whittled down into high value. People have taken high value man and made it a bumper sticker, which I'll take that.
Right.
But then you sit down and have conversations about it. And does it fit everybody? No. And I'll say this, I put that over here and I advocate strongly for what I consider people in the middle, average. Because most people, the bell curve, are average. And where the biggest disconnect is right now is average men are not desired by women that are average. Women have openly said, I would rather be in a rotation of a man of high value than to get with a man and do the things we're talking about building. So what do we tell men here in the middle? That's the unheard part of the conversation. These guys are starting to feel unheard, unacknowledged, and unmotivated, because what is a life for a man who can go work, to be a cog in the machine? You're starting to see a lot of guys saying, well, if I'm not going to have a career where I'm making 6 figures or more, why do I need to go to college to get all that debt? I can't have her anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as though men are, so when we say men aren't going to college, we don't ask why they're not. I think a lot of assumption is we need to motivate them. Guys are reading the tea leaves in the dating marketplace, and now in the last couple of years, what they're seeing is starting to be said, well, why is this? Now that's where we are. Because I thought a lot of the same things too. Why is this not happening? Until I start hearing the stories.
It's interesting, as I'm listening to you talk, I'm thinking to myself, a lot of the anecdotes of women that you're describing don't relate to me, and they don't relate to women I'm friends with or that I know, or to, frankly, my audience. And so then I'm like, what we're doing is we're having discussions about traditional desires versus maybe more of a modern mindset, but then we're just using binary terms. So we're saying men and women. So you've got modern women who are criticizing your approach, but it's really the genuine truth of some women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many women who wanted to have a kid and didn't want to work after that. I definitely don't fit in that. My child gives me a why, she gives me meaning, and I love being a mom, but the purpose that I get from working is just a completely different energy. And I know that many women feel the same, that they feel a passion and they feel an excitement towards what they do for a living, what they offer. And so there's no desire to let that go once you've now, achieved another level of success intimately. So I just, in reflecting on that too, I find that men who want want a traditional woman are criticizing modern women as part of the problem, and women who want more of a modern man are criticizing the traditional and saying that this is the issue.
Well,
That's what I liked what you said about the Facebook group that you have, where
Yeah.
you're taking people who've got
Well,
similar
I did my
values.
own. I only took my own test because I heard I thought a lot of the things you said, and then I put them in the room, and I said they operate the same. The human beings sort ourselves nicely when we are left alone. When we talk this social engineering, the Netherlands, one of the most egalitarian societies on the planet. Men are sorting themselves into the science, engineering, technology, math, science, technology, engineering, math, industrial jobs. Women are starting to be overrepresented in healthcare, education, things like that, because it's about choice. But I want to focus on something you're saying, our audiences. You have a college-educated female audience. That's who made me famous, because those are when I was doing 30,000, that's who's in the audience. That's who was calling in, especially before Average at Best. Average at Best happened so around November of 2020. For an entire year, I had been talking to other women. And that million plus on Instagram and on YouTube, I look at the numbers and I get the messages. I see them when I'm out and about. They are college educated bachelors, masters. That's what the whole soundboard. I'm a PhD. If I went to show you the messages, how many women? Yes, I can do this. I love my career. But when asked, do you want to have to work? The answer, almost 100% of the time, comes back no. Talking about PhD.
Well, that's why the Lotto 649 is a multi-billion-dollar industry that never die. The idea and the fantasy of early retirement, I think, is interesting to everybody. Doesn't mean that you would exercise that, I think, given the option. And if you see, I always, even that question of like, how many kids do you want? When you have one, make a decision on how many more you want from there.
But we're also not working in corporate America either. I'm talking about women who are Ivy League educated, PhDs, attractive women who will tell you right now, I can date this guy that I want to be a housewife, or I want to not have to work doing this because they're doing so much emotional labor. They're giving the nurture, the thing that a lot of women would like to be able to give to a relationship, to a job. That's why I was surprised when I asked the question, would you quit your full-time job to work part-time for your man? And normally I have a lot of views, but not comments. Black women in particular, you would have thought I was a different influence. I'm like, so while there are women in this space, or there are women who find a lot of value from their careers, it's not, we're typically on this side of the camera.
We've also seen a rise in stay-at-home dads, right? So now there's the notion that we're understanding that women's work is just as important or sometimes more important. And there's a lot of studies actually to show that balance actually works, that when the man stays home and looks after the child, and that could be logical for that partnership. So I love the fact that there are women. I think that's kind of the thing too, is that traditional women or men in a certain space look at it like I'm trying to discourage women from leaning into that. If your biological drive is to stay home and to nurture, and you want to do what your great grandmother did, because there's beauty in that, that's wonderful. I just don't know if that is the one size fits all story that we should say majority of women want to subscribe to.
Well, okay. There always will be the anecdotal. What percentage of women, if you had to look at the sample size of women who are marrying age, would want to stay at home dad?
I'm not sure, but about that, because there's still a lot of emasculation, and we still have an issue with our definition of masculinity, and women still have to get over that. There's still a lot of work to do with women asking for men to be one thing and then putting themselves in a position to be good recipients of that. I love vulnerability. So I would flip the question and say, how many women want to stop working after having a child? How many women want to make massive sacrifices to their career as a result of having?
That's that shit you be talking about. Always trying to flip the. Don't answer
They
nothing.
never answer. Love to flip the shit back on you. She knew the answer wasn't gonna be in her favor.
Exactly. Like, what's the answer on their favor? Then they gotta flip it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I see you over there just shaking his head like, yo, this is that last episode. Yeah. Y'all in the chat, y'all know what episode we're talking about. Like,
it's funny because I didn't think this interview was gonna go the way it is going. But when I hear her talk, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck this shit is up here?
She's definitely deflecting.
OD.
Dude, they saying this is actually out on somebody said it was out on her channel or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
it's that they posted on her page or something.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out.
A family versus how many women want to integrate and do both.
Well, most women don't have careers; they have jobs.
Yeah.
Most people don't have careers; they have jobs. So again, I think we're talking about
But I think people have visions. I think people have passions. I think that's what we do have now is even if you are in a job, you have a passion for or pursuit for a career.
It's not well.
I just think anecdotally, I would have to see stats, but I reflectively don't relate to the woman who's not interested in her personal footprint and legacy. And I don't know a lot of women whose aspiration is to have children and have a man look after her.
I'm not saying that they want to do that. I'm just looking, like I said, this is where I pull in the stats, the numbers. 50%, 74% of our women are making less than 50,000. So whatever a career is, where the rubber meets the road, a family still has to be raised.
Yes.
So in the United States, 20 to 30% of people are business owners. That means 70 to 80% have jobs. Aspirations or not, but one of the biggest reasons why so many women can't quit in this great resignation is because they don't have partners in which to do anything. So it's about choice. Now this is where I think a lot of people almost come in line on high value men because we're almost having what many people consider an elite conversation. And we're talking about people with college degrees and businesses, this and that, and that's not the majority of folks. So the bigger question I think is for the people who don't have those choices, we're starting to see a decline in the middle class where I will ask women, okay, if you can't have a high value man, okay, and you will give you, and a woman as yourself, you would say you're an average earner, you have a college degree, and you have average everything, okay? But could you be with an average man and work with him and his wife, and y'all have your kids and family? And every time I'm not going to lie, when I talk to women, 90+% of the time, the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
If I got to do all that, I'll be by myself. So what are we telling men that?
It's also the way you positioned it. If you positioned it now, you're with a partner who gives you space to pursue because they're taking care of the home. You're with a partner who is supportive of you. Your partner is.
They're both working.
But if your partner's taking on the brunt of because maybe you have a passion project. So we're saying what's important to you as an individual will be amplified within this relationship. It's going to alleviate pressure for you. There's person's going to be supportive of you. Maybe they'll work for you part-time. So I think if the notion is you have to do all this. What I'm saying is both of these people are working. They don't have, we're still going to their work. I'm talking about coming from Oklahoma where you work at the plant. I think the way that I heard it, let me just interpret it back to you and see if I misunderstood. But it sounded as if, well, if you have to take on the financial responsibility and if you're the person who is in the lead and you have to make all the decisions and you're with somebody who has a trade who's making less, is that a relationship that you want?
No, what I'm saying is you're a teacher. You're making $50,000. He's a plumber. He's making $50,000. Okay. You're able to live your life and take care of yourself. And he's able to live his life, take care of himself. Could you be together and have a family? If you still got to live your life, you still got to work. And even if you had children, you still got to work. He still has to work. You get FMLA, the 13 weeks off, and then you guys do whatever you do. You work it out like most middle-class people. And overwhelmingly, women say, no, if I have to work as hard or harder when I'm married, then I'll stay single. So
that makes me sad.
And this is what so many of my critics and detractors don't realize. It's like, well, what are we telling men they're worth? This is why this high value man thing is taking us such a virulent thing with so many men, because the market, in this case, women, have said, what about a life? Somebody chronicle your life to build with legacy. You don't get to travel to Paris, but Disneyland. I don't want Disneyland. And I'm like, well, what are we telling people? Based upon what I've lived in my life and seen, I know plenty of women who have said, they want to work and have their career. The reality has been they want the option to not have to. And then if they have their passion projects or they want to do something, they want to be, but they don't want that they're not bringing it in, that they lose the house, the car, the this, the that. And the thing is, if you're telling men that's the outcome you want, you shouldn't have a demand or an expectation, because what it appears to be from what the hundreds of thousands of conversations I had is that women want everything. And most people can't afford that.
I think, this listening to Kevin Samuels again, one thing that, he's very good. He speaks very well, like, and he articulates himself very well. And that's something, obviously, like, just in general, like, that I can learn from, just being able to articulate myself well.
We all need to learn that shit.
I mean, that is true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes
we'll stuttering like a mother.
Being the like Jew,
exactly.
Like,
I like how he, instead of he just pauses. Know what I mean?
Right.
Pause, know what I mean?
Yeah, he able to just articulate himself well, especially when you have people that are very knowledgeable. Like, she seems like a very knowledgeable woman, and she articulates herself well as well. So for him to have this conversation without him getting out of character or emotional, and still being able to get his points across. What I dislike sometimes about having these conversations is that, especially obviously with the last episode we had with old girl when she was damn near about to kick off the show, is people are not coming in. Some people are not coming in anymore to have the conversation in good faith. You know what I mean? It's just I want to come on there and just prove them wrong. Like, you get what I'm saying? So instead of trying to come on there and having a conversation in good faith, and now becomes, well, my homegirls told me when I go on a show, I got to put them in a place. And now you're listening to react instead of listening to comprehend, which women do in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? But now it's on 10. So you're just listening, waiting to, but, and then you want to keep interrupting and stuff like that. Then it becomes disingenuous because you're not there to have a conversation in good faith at that point. Now you're just there to see if you get one up on me or prove me wrong or make us look stupid or whatever the case is.
Ball on me, you know what I mean? But
shout out the Wolf, like,
shout the Wolf. But the part of the show where I realized that she wasn't really there to have a genuine conversation is when she pulled out the screenshot. You feel me? It's like, she pulled out the screenshot, and I'm like, all right, let's look into the article. And she's like, nah, it's a screenshot. I didn't go into the article. So you didn't even really read this article.
You just read the headline. Like,
yeah. You just see what you wanted to see, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this. Like, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's a fact, though. Like, I mean, so.
And that's what I want to get down to. It's like, well, ladies, if you want a man who can provide a luxury lifestyle, do you want everything else that comes along with that? You may not see him as much, especially if they're corporate. We're having these conversations, and here's the reality. The men who can provide the kind of lifestyle, I would just say this. If 10% of men or less can provide that lifestyle, 50% or more of women want that lifestyle. The numbers don't match. Mm. So if you can't get the 10%, what are you willing to do? And that gets translated into settling. I'm be honest, a lot of times men are hearing they have to settle. Cool, if you got all the things you wanted, what is he gonna get? Me. And if we flip the script, there's no way in Hades you're gonna tell me that this woman would think she should settle for an average guy. Mm-hmm. She'd want someone on her level. So this is what men are saying. Men are saying, if it's all right for women to want the best, then we should want what we're worth. And now that's where the war started. And I'm trying to tell people that you're not in this environment. It's an elite top 10, top 20, top 15, top 10%. Where are you really at? And adjust yourself. That's why the video went so viral. Her choice was, if I don't get this, I get nothing. That's why this has become such a contentious conversation, because it's so extreme.
And I think,
did everybody ever follow up with old girl from Average at Best? Because it's been like 3 years now. Like, is she in a relationship? Did she find a high value man that she wanted? Like, they need to do a follow up documentary on her, like, see where she's at in her dating career. Or maybe she did find a high value man that she was looking for. I don't know, man. We need to follow up.
I'm not a betting man, but I'm a bet against that one. I'm going like
Yo, you never know, man. She might, Sierra's prayer. She might have prayed it, and then you never know.
Listen.
Now we would have heard about it. I ain't gonna. We would have definitely heard about it. She would have been bragging about it. Women would have been online bragging about it.
Word.
Yeah. So let me get back to this.
Maybe this.
Yo, real quick, man. If y'all just joining the live stream, make sure you hit that like button. I don't know where the like set, man, but. I will do with Kevin Samuels in this motherfucker on commercial break. Like, get the likes up, folks. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, just hit that like button, man. Take 2 seconds. If y'all want to support us, you can send a super chat. The Cash App is at the bottom. Like I said, man, anything just to support the channel, just support what we're doing. Share, a like, whatever, a comment. I see y'all in the chats as well. So anything, man, it really helps us out.
Right. I don't find this conversation to be productive because I don't feel personally inspired by it. I don't feel like I've gained anything. When I was talking to you about the Facebook group, because the basis of a bond is proximity, similarity, and attraction. So if you can offer proximity and then you can put people who are similar together, and then attraction's a thing that's kind of the variable, you're likely to get these matches. But if we're focused on who deserves what and who should be getting what and who's asking for what, and then we're using very binary terms like men and women, but we're really talking about very different groups, to your point. So if I'm having a conversation about women.
Listen, when she said we're using very binary terms like men and women, that's all I needed to hear from her. Like, I know exactly what type of woman she is, and there's no knock against her or anything, but usually when I hear women use those terms and then try to act like men and women is just a construct, and that's when I get like, I see what it is.
And she's avoiding the whole shit of how he's trying to say women are not even accepting the average man even if they're average. So she's like, well, we're compatible and then we're up. Yeah, he is talking about that too, but what about all the other people that's delusional?
Yeah, and I think that's always been I think men's understanding is that we don't care if women have standards. It's just that we are looking at these average, regular, like, not even just looks, you know what I mean? Even though they do be regular in the looks, but just as far as the value that they could provide in man. And it's like, well, realistically, you do not deserve that guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and for the women that look good, that ain't got that guy, you can't look at an average guy and expect him to give you what a millionaire will give you if he's not a millionaire.
Yeah, they got see, and this is the weird. They got somebody acting like Kevin Samuels writing like, writing in the chats, which is like kind of like, I mean, I guess like,
women, but I'm talking about a very small minority of women who are certain education level, and that's not who you're talking about. You're talking about an Oklahoma-based woman who wants to be a stay-at-home mom. We're trying to pretend we're having the same dialogue, but we're really not. And then in the result of that, we're pissing people off, but then nobody's actually feeling empowered to better themselves and find a connection.
What I'm talking about is both groups. And that's why I said, where are the matchmakers and the people who are supposed to facilitate this? Because this Facebook group I started was just to see what would happen.
Yes.
And it proved it can happen. There was something that used to be back in the day called First Friday. Have you heard that? First Friday?
Yes, but I would like an explanation because I may not
First
know the right thing.
So back in the late 90s.
Wait, hold on. That's cold for I don't know, but I'm gonna act like I know. But just explain it to me anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I know. Just explain it to me again. Like, I mean, like, yo, just say you don't know. Like, that's all. Like,
refresh my memory.
Early 2000s, in any city in the United States, they had clubs. They had hip hop clubs, jazz clubs. All this. You didn't. Where we going tonight? What's the hot spot? Everybody's trying to figure out where to go. And it's like a rolling the dice. They came up with a concept called First Friday. They said the first Fridays of every month we're gonna throw a party at the most happening place in LA or in Dallas, and there's going to be a jazz room, a hip hop room, an R&B room, and what would happen is you only had to go out one time, and you had all these places. These places will have doing 3,000, 5,000 people. So it's like people were getting, instead of going out every weekend and happy hour and drinking, they go out the first Friday. And they were finding people because people were motivated to go get the outcome. We're incentive based. So we can have the conversations, but we also need opportunities in person, virtual, like the mix to happen, because what you and I may do because we're content creators, minor social scientists, we're set up different than most people. They don't really want to have all these conversations. They just want to get to the relationship. So that's where we're at now, trying to take it into the real world. And the philosophy class is one of the most frustrating classes because the closer you get to the end of first year philosophy, the more questions you have. In second year, in third year. By third philosophy class, you stop taking philosophy.
Yes.
You know why? Because it's all a question.
That's the basis of it, right?
Yeah. But you get comfort. It's like war games. The best way to win is not to play, to get down to tic-tac-toe. Old school movie, look it up. Global thermonuclear war. You cannot go to war because everybody dies. So the computer learned the only way to win is not to play. And whatever we call it, I want you, you want me, let's make a deal. And then right off into the sunset or the hills or whatever we do. I'm serious. I'm so dead serious. We are not that complicated. We go together.
We do.
We go together and we want to be together. So I think this has been great, honestly.
No, I had a phenomenal time. I learned a lot. And I think that more than anything, I hope people affirm and champion the female orgasm. We touched upon it. We didn't go very deep into it, but
yeah, affirm and champion the female orgasm.
Matt, that's a great place to end.
No need to say I follow.
Am I bugging, or was she just saying that she not learning nothing from this conversation? But then at the end, she's like, "Oh yeah, I learned a lot." Like,
I heard it was blood clot.
Yeah, she did definitely say that.
We might need to get 911 over there. So.
Let me tell.
So I'm guessing at this point it's just like compilation videos of him, and interviews and stuff like that. Listen, man, they need to drop. I need to see some exclusive trailer to some content, something, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I need something.
He had to have something in the stash.
Because they just post on his channel like, oh, new content coming soon. So they don't drop some like trailers or something. Do some, I don't know, man. Like,
tell you see, let me tell you why I love the universe, and I am a firm believer.
Shout out to the Queen, Nikki.
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to get on and talk to you for a very long time.
Is that right?
That's very right.
What we got?
So I want to know what you gotta, let's have this real talk. Let's have this real talk. Because I know a lot of times when people will speak to you, it's like they trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you call somebody trying to be funny, yes, I feel if you call somebody trying to be funny, then don't be mad at what you get. If you call somebody that, and you're really trying to, sincerely ask questions or get information or chat, then that's different. So I want to talk to you.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, what do you rate me?
My fault.
What's that, man? Big bro Niji in the building. Know what I mean? Shout out to big bro Niji. He always showing love, man. That's the fourth member of the Dailyrapupcrew right there, Niji. You know what I mean?
Low key, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So rest in power to Kevin Samuels. Happy birthday, brother. Getting the Black family back together is a must. Keeping the Black culture is a must, man. Shout out to
fact, man. Shout out to Niji, man. Like, that dude always been supporting us, man, from the beginning. Like I said, we just linked with Niji in real life, man. Cool dude, man. Cool. Yo, you'd have thought we knew Niji from years, bro, the way we just had the conversation.
Yo, definitely.
Or
cool dude, man. Appreciate that.
Or shout out to Niji, man. Appreciate you.
Is that what we're starting off with?
Yeah.
Do you think the men rape women?
No, I thought, because isn't that what you do?
What have you seen in my content?
Yo, Nikki low key passive aggressive on this. Like, I felt like she wanted to come in with smoke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just like how her tone is. Like, she wanted smoke, but didn't want smoke at the same time. Like, I don't know.
But imagine if I'll take Remy on this shit. I mean, imagine if it was Remy Ma he was talking to.
What you trying to say?
I'm saying she would have been a little bit more aggressive than Nikki was. I find Remy very attractive, by the way.
Yeah, Remy would have been a little bit more direct. Like, you know what I mean? Nikki trying to like fish it out of him. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like how they do on the show, basically.
Yeah,
so they try to.
That's what you do.
Shorty's coming to show you got. Oh, y'all ready for smoke? I'm like, damn, y'all bro hookah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And have you just seen like the clips?
Yeah. I think I always see people calling you and then you tell them you ain't no such and such. You lying to yourself. You ain't this.
What I typically don't do is I don't typically rank people. I ask them if they rank themselves. I usually ask these questions.
So let's start it that way.
Yeah. All right, how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
My dress size?
Mm-hmm.
Bendadon said that. My dress size. That's a good question. I guess a 4.
All right.
And that's another thing too. I don't think, especially in our community, I don't think women was used to hearing that. Like, they was like, with dress size, like, you know, what the fuck is that?
Because
like,
then a man could, because she damn sure ain't no 4 with all that ass. No disrespect, but you ain't no 4. That ass is about a size 8.
It gotta be a 9 or some shit. Yeah. It was up there.
But he caught off guard. She wasn't expecting that.
All right.
On a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself?
And another thing too, that 7, like that, removing the 7 from the scale, like that was very critical, because
that was genius.
Obviously most people was going to say 7. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody did.
That was like the safe number.
Yeah, that was going to be the safe by default. Everybody was going to say 7. So for him removing that 7 made people really think like, damn, I know I'm not an 8. I guess I'm gonna just have to go with the 6.
But,
you know what I mean?
I want to avoid being average.
Exactly.
And most people are 6.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
there's nothing wrong with 6s.
What y'all rating yourself, by the way?
Who?
1 to 10. Can you 7?
Sure. I'm gonna give myself a calm 6, man. I'm a 6, man. Like, I mean,
what about you, Joe?
I'm a 10.
You're right. I should have just said that. I ain't on the scale. Like,
I'm a 10. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I put myself up there with the Usher,
Michael B.
Jordans, yeah, all that. So what? I'm overweight.
That's right on the money, man. What about you, Ace? This is fresh face, with no veneers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fresh face, no veneers. Damn, all right. No veneers. I'll probably be an 8 then. I ain't gonna lie without the veneers.
No veneers at 8.
Yeah, 8 without the veneers.
Yo, man, shout out. We got a new member, man.
Shout out to Chef Chupino, you know what I mean? New member, you know what I mean? Appreciate you joining, you know what I mean?
Oh, shout out to Chef, man. Like, you know what I mean? And if make sure y'all join that membership as well, man. Like, like I said, man, there's a lot of perks over there. We working on exclusive content, man. Y'all got us out here recording like fucking 5 episodes a week now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to give y'all some content, man. But we appreciate y'all supporting us. And like I said,
shout out to Lady Navoa in the chat recruiter, man. I think she did that one.
Oh yeah, Yo, shout out to Lady Novo, because she been holding this down since day one.
Day one.
She might be a 5th member of the Daily Rapping Crew.
Number one mod, there.
Fresh face out of the shower, just you.
Yeah.
That's how I always ask the question.
Seven.
Can't use 7.
See?
7 is the most common answer.
Really?
It's the default answer for most people because they don't want to go too high, they don't want to go too low.
Well, no, it ain't a default answer for me.
Well, let's see. I would give you a 9. I would give you a 9 because
I think he was being honest with that assessment, or I think, you know what I mean, like,
honestly, I think Nikki's a very attractive woman.
Very pretty. I ain't gonna lie to you. She's very attractive.
I ain't gonna hold you. She might have lost them about her demeanor sometimes and her attitude, but yeah. But if we just looking at her,
But
I
yeah,
think Fresh.
But I ain't never seen Nikki barefaced with no.
I have
no
because
day.
I seen old videos of Nikki bareface,
And she was
slim.
a non.
She was
I would give her an 8 or 9. I ain't gonna lie. She like listen to his explanation. His explanation is very on point. I ain't gonna listen to this.
You have the facial symmetry, and you get additional points for eyes, full lips. See, it's not. I'm an actual image consultant. I'm sure you.
But he judging her with like makeup and her doing eyeliners and all this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
she got the symmetry. She got nice lips.
That's what makeup is for. Makeup is for you to make the symmetry and fucking your lips to look fuller and shit like that. Like,
I mean, I don't know, man. I think I would have to see Nikki without makeup.
That's what I'm saying. We got to see Nikki not dolled up, like fresh face out there. We don't know what that look like. You know what I'm saying? Makeup make anybody motherfucking look like a 9 or a 10. Like, you've seen the makeup transformations. We always talk about that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
I don't think she ugly though. I ain't gonna.
I'm not going. I wouldn't say she's ugly or nothing like that. But yeah. I don't know if I could give her the 10 like without seeing her without the enhancements. So you know what I mean?
I could agree with that.
Yeah.
And Nikki, don't come at me, man. I'm just a podcast guy. Don't come at me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen,
and he can't walk.
Yeah, I definitely can't walk right now.
People who take your pictures and stuff and so forth, you have a symmetrical face. And so it's much more based upon facial symmetry. It's not based on European beauty standards or anything like that. It's much more based upon what babies, animals, human beings have evolved to find attractive.
Wow.
You get additional points because we have evolved to find more slanted eyes, somewhat attractive, especially when they're not on Asian.
Wow.
But that's not what gets translated. Most of the time, people take my clips and cut it down to something that's gonna make a viral moment. It's gonna start a conversation. Take the good with the bad. Have you seen anything else that I do?
I saw one time when you checked this lady for, I guess it was a white lady or a Hispanic lady, and you was like, oh, you're not gonna come on this show and talk down on Black women. That's what the fuck you're not gonna do. Yeah. And so again, that was a clip. I didn't see the context really, but
I get a rap of hating Black women. And it's far from that. I mean, there are over 50 Black women who report that they've gotten married as a result of watching my content.
Really?
It's on my Instagram. I actually had a young sister just post up saying, hey, as a result of you, I snatched your ring. I just actually posted a brother who was about to move to the Dominican Republic, and he found his wife in my Facebook group. Like 12 couples have gotten married in there. But that stuff doesn't get publicized. But when I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about men and women, but because I'm Black, I'm talking about us. And time to time, I would bring stuff in, and then a lot of times sisters would say, well, men, when they get to a certain level, they only want white women or this or that. So I let women from other races come in. I'm like, okay, well, can you learn anything from them? What would you teach them? And the one woman came in, and she thought she was going to do what I did to Black women. I'm like, hold on, wait. Now, we can talk this way. Karen, you sit your ass down over there. Because I don't play that. I wouldn't let, despite popular opinion, I love my mother, I love my daughter, but we do have to have a family conversation. And what's starting to happen more is actually we're starting to have more conversations about this. It ain't comfortable, but we're starting to see progress.
Well, let me ask you this just outright then. Why do successful Black men date outside of their race?
Well, I would say this. When I look at men, I split them up. Guys that I consider to be in the industry, music, entertainment, athletics, and then guys on the business side. Business side, because I come from that side. But more often than not, Black men want to be with Black women. We do marry. 85% of Black men are married to Black women.
Oh.
When I had my guys come to me, even after they got themselves together, like Dennis Furling, the guy who just moved, he found his Black wife in my group. Black men we want to be with them.
I never even knew that.
Let's be honest. In my lifetime, we weren't really raised to learn how to get along with one another. We can kick it, we can hook up, and but can we work together long term? And I mean, you're married now, right? Okay, relationship is a skill set. It's different than dating in short term. We really want to talk that kind of stuff. And what successful people who are doing good in their professional life want to fail in their personal life. And in the Black community in particular, when we fail in our personal lives, we pay a huge penalty because so few of us get married. It's almost like we like to see people's marriages fall, but we need more of those things in order to build whatever we're going to be, because people may not like my method, but I want to see more Black men who want Black wives get with Black women. And that's the outcome we're getting. It ain't pretty. Sometimes it ain't pretty.
Can I say something real quick? Black women, can we stop talking about if these niggas want us or not? Excuse me, Kevin. This is not. I'm talking to Black women real quick. Can we stop posting all day on TikTok? Because I newly went to TikTok and I just kept seeing this. Black women, can we stop talking about if Black men, if these successful Black men want us or not? Like, can we just focus on us and we be successful, and then we go out there and we decide who the fuck we want? Because what I've been seeing is, I feel like I've been seeing men using that as an opportunity because they've been hurt and somebody done and they've been using it as a way to come out and lash out and poke fun at Black women and use it as a way to feel like they somebody or they something. Or so for all you niggas that's doing that on TikTok, wherever the fuck y'all at, eat a dick, go away. Nobody gives a shit about you. And I want Black women to stop fucking posting about whether or not y'all want Black women or not. Okay? Well, I want Black women just to focus on themselves, be successful, and then you go out there and you decide the trajectory of your life. Okay?
I will say that Nikki, she is different in the sense that she did date down, in the sense because her husband is not like a millionaire, nothing like, you know what I mean? He was just somebody she knew from back in the day. So I mean, I give her props for that.
But I hate to be judgmental. She always dated down. She always wanted to have control of her relationship. I'm not judging her. I'm basing it off of, she went from Safari to this dude. Both of those dudes would have to always listen to her, and she's treated Safari like a bag boy. So I mean,
true. But I think Safari allowed that, first of all, but I don't see that in her husband. You know what I mean?
Because you don't see him.
True, but he seemed more assertive. You know what I mean?
He do, bro. I don't see him enough to know that.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't know when the last time I even seen a picture, a video of that nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Even the message I'm hearing from her right now, you know, it's not Black women, yo, do your thing, but she's still shitting on low key shitting on Black men. You get what I'm saying? Subliminally,
But she's saying don't put all y'all eggs on these high value men. Like, go out and find somebody who's gonna make you happy. That's what I'm getting.
I did not hear that from her. I did not.
I'm hearing stop worrying about these niggas and what they doing.
But she talking about a specific group of niggas though. She not talking about all niggas.
No. She talking about niggas in general.
Nah, bro. She's
saying Black men. Stop worrying about. I feel like she even talking to us. You hearing these men on TikTok? There are men on TikTok who are correcting some of the wrongs of women. But like I said, I don't think she listened to even the Kevin show. She's seen clips, and she might see clips from us. Like most women who see our clips, they are offended from it. They don't look at the whole message that we're sending. So I feel like she's also looking at it as a clip, getting offended, saying, stop worrying about these niggas, get your shit, then you could get whoever you want, which ideally is not us. So
maybe I heard it wrong, but it sounded like she was talking about high value men, because the women obviously on Kevin Samuels show that Kevin Samuels talking about is they want high value men. So she's saying stop worrying about these high value men. That's what I heard. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, but in that process, she ain't saying like, "Yo, worry about the average man or whatever." She just saying, if you're not prioritizing high value men, then fuck it, just prioritize yourself. Like she not even going to like the average man. She just like, oh well, stop worrying about these celebrities or whoever, and just focus on yourself. Like that's it. Like which is the same rhetoric that's been pushed to women, is just focus on your career until you like 40, 35, 40. And now you wishing that you would have focused on your family instead. Like, you get what I'm saying?
I mean, she been dating average men for the most part. I mean, Safari was an average man. If it wasn't for Nicki Minaj, and her husband now is an average man.
Yeah, so, a lot of women will look at Nicki as she settled. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women will look down on Nicki. Just like how they would look down on Rihanna. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she settled. Like, da-da-da-da. Like, because they was talking hella shit when Rihanna was allegedly dating that billionaire Indian dude. Now with she with ASAP, now they're like, oh, she settled, like, you know what I mean? Like, she don't know her worth and whatever the case is. Like,
which is crazy because she looked the happiest she ever been in her life. You know what I mean? So.
Yo, Keem, Lady Navoa keeps saying that I guess highlight Niji his comments. Cause he can't. He said he maxed out again. Like,
yeah, hold on, we got a super chat from Chef Chupino, our newest member. It's the FYI, the golden rule, also known as the Fibonacci number, is the mathematical symmetry algorithm that underlies our perception of attractiveness.
That's a lot.
Now the Fibonacci number, Fibonacci sequence, that shit is like, that's like they talking about. That's like the sequence to life. Like you can always find, like, I don't know, some deep shit, man. Look that shit up.
Yeah, you definitely got to look at more into it, man. I don't know much about it, but I have heard about it before. Let me see what Niji's saying. Didn't match out. He said I always match out. Max out, my fault. I'm cool. I have to go. I have an early start next time. Blessings to everyone. Stay on your square, brothers. Regular.
Definitely appreciate you, Niji.
Niji. Let me see what you see how she just flipped the script and know everything he says. She's a hater. She did it down because she wants to be the man.
Exact. I say that all the time. She want to tell her to get out.
I mean, yeah, whatever her reason for dating down is, she's giving average men a chance.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
I'm gonna hold you, Ace. That shit don't even sound like some shit I want to hear from my woman. Like,
how many women that's successful do you see doing what she doing, bro? That's all.
It's actually a lot of women. Like a lot of women.
Oprah. We talked about Oprah.
Nah, but Oprah cheating. She didn't even marry him, bro.
She's still dating down. Like
he living in a guest house. He don't even live in the main house, bro.
And we got to keep it real. Is Nicki married him because it was getting to the point where they were saying like she ain't gonna find a man. A lot of that shit was being said before. You know what? I'm not even gonna dive into. I'm gonna leave it.
I don't know about that one. You on your if you're a dude, you're not just the Daily Rapupcrew. Nicki, go at that nigga. Don't go at us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I hear that one, man. But all of them say is a lot of like Eli always say, women are hypergamous by nature, and we don't see a lot of women doing this. Now, I mean, the Rihannas, the Nickis. I don't count Oprah because she ain't take that step in getting married to Stedman. Like she treat that nigga like dirt, bro. Basically. Who else?
They out there.
Gabby Sidibe. Let me see. I had a whole list of
Bill Gates' ex-wife, right?
Yeah, Bill Gates.
She married like a college professor or something, right?
Not even a high school teacher. Like
high school teacher. Okay. I mean, that's an anomaly, man. It's an anomaly. But I hope there's more of it, man.
It's the woman that don't got money is the ones who's bugging. All right.
Ew.
There's a lot of hurt on both sides, and especially in the Black community, we don't really do a lot of counseling, therapy. I recommend therapy often because we got a lot of stuff individually that we want to deal with. And marriage and relationships are not for everybody. And I'm just trying to, ultimately I ask people, what do you want? What do you want, and what are you prepared to do to get what you want? And are you willing to pay that cost? It's really the conversation. It always gets kind of whittled down. But at the end of the day, what we are seeing is, especially if you're under 30, it's harder for guys today under 30 than it was from 50 years ago, because you can't take care of a family on out of high school or just coming out. So they're at the bottom. And I just had men's week, and I told guys, look, while you're under 30, work on getting yourself together, because like it or not, you're really not in a position like you should be to be able to work with, lead, do anything like that. And you see not the hate, but the hurt on both sides, because a lot of times people will use these talking points to go at and poke women over here, but that's not what's going on right now. This year, we're past the sound. I mean, we still laugh. We still do all that stuff. We're talking about self-awareness and moving the needle. I'm in LA tomorrow talking with a famous sexologist, a womanist feminist, to talk about things that that people on my side may not understand, to further open the conversation up. Because that's what we have to get to. We got to end up, for whoever want to be involved with whoever, we got to end up having a better conversation, because while we're separate, fighting, everybody else just eats off of us. That's really what it looks like. So, but
okay, Kevin. So since we're here, no, we got to get down to the business chat.
Go ahead.
Now, do you think a man can have sex 3 times a night for the rest of his life?
Those guys can't.
They can't?
Not for the rest of his life, no.
Well, how many times they gonna be able to do it?
Depends how much he's working.
Yeah, I ain't be honest with you. 3 times a night, bro. That's a whole nother 8-hour shift. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come home from work and then put in three times. But nah,
I don't know if it's Nikki and I ain't working. I gotta.
Right, well, I mean, that's
if I ain't working, she can get it 3 times a day.
That's a lot, though. That's still, you get what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be working.
Oh, you ain't working, man. You gotta provide. You gotta provide the D, man.
That is true. If you're not working, like, you know what I mean, Nikki providing and taking care of you, then that is your job at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
you better get that. Out here eating ass for free. I guess, I gotta do what I gotta do for next.
You better get that honey pack, man. And I see people
saying honey pack.
And I see people talking about Gabrielle Union and D-Wade. D-Wade is worth way more than Gabrielle Union, bro. Stop it.
Yeah, but she's still a man in a relationship. That's neither here nor there, but
yeah.
Yo, this dude Jew trying to get us canceled. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, but 3 times a day is crazy. Niggas, motherfuckers in relationships don't even have sex 3 times a week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about 3 times a day. Like,
we talking about regular people. We talking about Nicki Minaj though, man. You ain't gotta work, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you ain't gotta work. I'm thinking about me as like a person that gotta work and shit like that. Like,
you saying if you was home all day, you couldn't give her 3 times a night?
Every day? Come on, give my dick a break. Like come on, give me a break.
I might get tired of the pussy. Like,
word, like come on,
pussy again. Like, you know what I'm saying?
See, I'm being hypocritical, man. If it was the other way around, the woman got.
I don't ask my woman to give me no pussy 3 times a day.
You gotta give it up though, right? So if she wanted 3 times, y'all gotta give it 3 times, man.
I don't want sex 7 days a week. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on no young boy time. I don't know, man. I don't want it every day. I'm good.
If it's Nicki Minaj, nigga, she getting there whenever she want, man. That's it.
Yeah, all right, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying.
If it's not much working, that's why I say it's different.
But wait, listen, no.
But why she asked that? Is that like a personal question for her? Like, did she
probably is low?
Is her man not doing, like, you know what I'm saying? And she like, nigga, you supposed to be doing it 3 times.
It sounds like she wanted 3 times a night. I ain't gonna hold you.
Listen, hold on. How many times should a man expect to have sex? What is, in your opinion, how many times should a woman give their man sex a week?
A week?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of the as often as he wants it.
No, hold on.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You look at, like I said, I look at guys. Most guys I'm talking to are working 10, 12-hour days. Bernie Mac said it. I'm gonna come home and give you 50 strokes. You count them if you ain't got time. Most dudes trying to walk around like they porn stars. Look at, man, get good at foreplay, eat some pussy, and get on. Because we don't have all that time. We get old, our back hurt, our hips out.
Oh no.
When you get older, but I think a healthy sex life 2 to 3 times a week is what most people are doing.
And again, that's like another thing too. Like it's like, as men, we know that when it comes to sex, we have to put in 90%, if not 100% of most of the work. The woman is there just enjoying the pleasure most of the time. Now, if women say like, you know what, I could ride you 3 times a day, niggas ain't gonna have no problem. They just laying on their back, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's gonna be the case, then yeah. But if you talking about laying, you get to lay on your back. Well, I gotta put in all the work. I gotta, like Juice, I gotta lift you up like Vin Rames from Baby Boy. I do all of this shit, like, and you just sitting there enjoying the pleasure. Like, come on now, like.
But then that's we gotta see if Nicki Minaj is living up to what she be spitting. Cause she be talking real freaky on these tracks now. I mean, she gonna do this and that.
Come on, bro. You just
I see she living up to the hype. You know what I mean? She living up
most
to
women are lying. They pillow princesses.
I think Nicki's a pillow princess.
There's a lot of them out there. I don't see what makes it different.
Nicki be talking that. She be talking that talk. Like,
she be talking that talk.
Lotto do too. Only person I believe was Little Kim, because she just looked like she ain't lying. Shout out to Little Kim.
Nigga said she look like she ain't lying. Like, how's that even look like? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
what?
She said her shit with passion. Nicki say her shit for bars. You get what I'm saying?
Yo, the views of Jew Boy don't depict the views of Dailyrapupcrew.
Yo, shout out to Lil Kim. Shout out to you too, Nicki.
Because they got kids.
Yes, no, I understand.
But when you're single, no kids, whenever you want to.
Yeah. Well,
she's like, I don't know about that one.
No, I understand, because yes, things change when you have to be looking at your baby, and a lot of, I get it. I totally get it. But let me ask you something. Do men really want, because I was having this discussion 2 days ago, do men really want a woman to be all up under them? Baby, hi, yeah, ooh, or do they just say they want that, and when they want that, and when they get it, they be like, because I feel like
I'm still confused as why she's asking. Like, she's married, bro. Why she care about the? I mean, maybe she's asking for fans.
No, I mean those questions could be in her situation.
I mean, true.
Because she's probably not used to being up on the man, so she's probably asking the question like,
"This interview was after she got married."
Yeah. But she's probably asking and flip, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's not for her, but
she's trying to get some. She got to get some info.
Yeah.
Mean is what. Yeah.
The late great Patrice O'Neal said it the best. We want you around, but not around. He made a comedy bit where he said, we want you in the house, kind of like around the corner in the vent somewhere. We kind of want you to be like a cat. You call a cat's name, hey, babe. Okay, you there, cool. We just want to know you were touching this. That's really all we because we.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I feel like I'm like a man. I feel like I'm. A lot of people throughout my life would tell me.
I'm out of here. And black women say that. I feel like I'm like a man. I feel like I'm a man.
I said this earlier. That's why she could date a nigga like Safari or marry the nigga that she married. Or, you know what I mean? No disrespect to Meek. You know what I'm saying? She probably.
Well, what about Meek?
Nigga was on his girl tour. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he was on his girls tour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all
bro. Shout out to Meek, man, but that shit didn't work out his favor.
Shout out to Drake for that bar. You know what I mean? OVO's very.
I know people would tell me I shouldn't expect as a woman to have a climax every time I do it, right? Like Hilton, and I said, excuse me, are you out of your fucking mind? Why wouldn't I want to climax every time I have intercourse? Just like you want to climax when you have intercourse. And I was accused of being like a man. Not in my,
That don't
you know,
make
this
sense.
is years ago.
I don't know what you're talking
And
about.
I knew that wasn't gonna work, child. Cause it's not only about you.
Well,
You think about that.
Well. So when I go to LA, I'll be talking to sexologists. Shambu Dream, Shambu. There's a lot that men don't understand about sexuality. Most guys, you ask them what the Kama Sutra is, they don't know what it is. They don't know anything about tantric sex. They don't even know that. You couldn't even show them the anatomy of a vagina and they can understand the parts. Just weren't taught. So, and if you know what you're doing, you should have as much orgasm. You should. You're multi-orgasmic. You can have more than we can.
That's right.
So the point is that I think that was part of the purpose of going down there, to have this conversation, because women's sexuality is so misunderstood by men. So a lot of guys make comments about women and not knowing, and they make decisions based on women. And I say ultimately this: if you ain't getting married, what the fuck you care about a woman's body count and who she fucking? If you ain't gonna take ownership of it, and if it's yours, you need to learn what to do. Because
well, if I was a man, I would still care about who a woman is fucking. Just
safety, as long as it's clean. I'm talking about, there are guys who worry about things. Here's the thing: there's ownership, and then there's dating. We do a lot to disqualify one another, and we got enough stuff already disqualifying us.
Oh, right, to put women down.
Yeah, I mean, or to discount men too. And I'm like, well, in the context of a relationship, it's different than people who are out here just hooking up. If you're gonna just be out here hooking up, you need to be. I would assume you would want to have a good sexual reputation. You want to be a dead lay or a weak fuck. That's not a good look.
No.
People are like, I'm so lost.
No, I'm not lost.
No, I'm talking about people in the comments.
I want to put it on a person. I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I seen the videos. I heard. What were you talking about? The blood. What is a blood? What is that?
Blood clot.
I'm serious. I know. What is that?
No, it's just a term that my family, my Jamaican people who I love very much, it's just a curse word that they use. Like with a blood clot, you deal with pussy. You understand? So that.
All right, I've heard that before. I'm like, I didn't know if it was a curse word or what. All right, cool. Well, good to be on here with you. You got any other questions? Because I got to get packed.
Gotta finish talking to my people, but I want to tell you that I appreciate you joining me tonight. And I don't want to, and to everybody that's wanting me to diss this gentleman or anything, I'm not going to do anything because I don't have proper information, and I don't do shit to get attention or to get clicks or to do no clown shit. If I hear something and I understand the context and Kevin and I wants to talk, then we'll talk. But I'm not just here to diss nobody. So Kevin,
if I say some shit you don't like, feel free to talk about it.
I will. Okay. Kevin, we're gonna have to have you on Queen Radio in a month or two, okay?
Let's do it.
All right. Take care.
You gotta have us on Queen Radio.
You're 36.
Yeah, we're gonna get there eventually. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, can't just jump to the moon. Like, we gotta still work our way up.
I want to acknowledge that, everybody that was giving him his shout out, we kind of like worked with some way, somehow. We reached out, we spoke to MTR, O'Shea's done a live with us, lead attorney's done a live with us. Even Kevin has, hit us up, a few times. So I feel like we're still on the right path. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely some great milestones and company to be around.
Yeah, we still got a ton of work, man. I know we always try to celebrate the small achievements. I remember not too long ago we celebrating 50K, and then we celebrating 100K, and now we about to get to 200K, soon. So we got to keep doing the work, man, and just it's a never-ending cycle, man. It's a lot of work. Trust me, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of headaches, a lot of frustration, like, you know what I'm saying. But we definitely appreciate everybody that's been supporting us and been with us through this whole journey and all that. So let me see. Yeah, I don't know how long y'all think the stream gonna be. Like, we already like 28 minutes behind already. Like
6 to 40.
No.
45. Still in striking area
Well, actually, 30. You're 36 to about 40. You're still in striking distance.
I'm gonna skip ahead a little.
Many high-level men vetting you right now to be their wife. Most women, okay. How many?
I'm gonna say about 3.
Uh-huh. How old is the oldest?
45.
How old is the youngest?
He's about 26.
He's not a higher level man.
Well, I mean,
No, there's no.
College?
No. See, guys, look at the hearts. Graduated college, 45. How much does a 45-year-old make?
About 150,000.
What does he do for a living?
He's a skyscraper.
Oh, I remember this.
Say again.
Oh man.
Say again. He does what?
I say he's a skyscraper. That's what I said.
What does that mean?
Well, let's just simplify it. He puts elevators into buildings.
You know, a skyscraper is a building.
Well, that's the work he does, sir. That's what he considers himself. That's the job title that he gave, and that's what I'm giving him.
How long have you been seeing this?
About 6 months.
How many children does he have?
2.
Has he been married before?
No.
But he has 2 kids. How many baby mamas?
2.
Right. So he's a skyscraper. 2 kids, 2 different women, and you're in New York.
Yeah.
Making 150, so that's roughly 75,000. Anywhere else, and then a 26-year-old.
We need to find her. Somebody send me her
What does he
ad.
do for a living?
Well, he joined NYPD, so he's actually in classes for that now.
Oh, and she is from the city too, like, I mean.
45 a year.
And how are you calling him a higher level man?
Well, I go with the intelligence and how you treat me. I'm not gonna go by your salary because at the end of the day, I do.
I don't give a shit what you go by. That's not what the world goes by.
I'm listening to you because I got on here to get some knowledge from you. You know, so I'm gonna listen to what you got to say.
Well, all we gotta do is look at your life. You make up your own definitions.
Yeah.
You make up your own rules. You call shit what you want them to.
Not giving y'all a J-Lo vibe.
And my question is,
No,
when
nigga,
you
what?
retire at 65, when you retire at retirement age 65,
Must be the liquor. I mean,
are you gonna have your your $2.4 million
giving me
you're
a
gonna need
Jamie
at
vibe.
65 and 85?
No.
Okay.
I'm
then
not
who-
even gonna sit here and say yes.
yo,
Who
Amber
gonna
asked earlier if you taking a drink for KS, man. Y'all taking the drink?
I got some Bacardi right here. I'll take a shot out the bottle.
Well, I mean, I
man.
have goals in life.
I got some vodka right here. Like,
Who's gonna pay for it?
All right, so what we doing?
I asked you, when you get to be
Oh,
65
yeah.
and life is on the way being over, there is no more goals in life.
Yo, Amber, where you at? We
You're a
taking that
senior
drink.
citizen.
Uh-huh.
Who's going to pay?
how the
for
fuck
it?
you gonna know if she taking a shot, nigga? Like,
No husband, no kid.
Send her the link. Send her the link.
Who's going to
Yeah.
pay?
Well, it's whatever I have at that point. What I've done.
And when the money runs out,
Right.
and you can't pay your rent, what happens?
nigga put on real good acting face, nigga. You know that.
it will. Yes,
know that
it
ain't
will.
looking
See,
that
that's why I asked you. You're going to need your
Nigga drink
2.4
water.
million because you're going to have to live for 20 years. You're going to have to pay your rent. You're going to have to pay your utilities, groceries, elder care. Money runs out. If you don't have enough money and it runs out, that means you can't pay something. Your biggest bill is your rent. When you can't pay your rent, what happens? When anyone can't pay their rent, what happens?
They get evicted.
Right. Then where do you go?
To the
I don't
streets.
see my life like that.
I don't give a shit. Where do you go if you get evicted?
I mean, to the streets, a shelter.
Right. Thank you. And see, this is why none of these women foresee being evicted on the street. They're not going to have the money. Because if you had a career, you should be able to take care of yourself, because if you chose to be unmarried, that means you chose to take on the financial responsibilities by yourself. That means you got to pay for it.
Mhm.
And if a man was in your position and couldn't pay for it, where would he end up?
Same place I'll end up, right on the streets.
But why do men understand this and y'all think you think so? You can't honestly. So
let's just say in my scenario, you don't have the money. Let's just say you have half the money. Let's just say you got 1.2 million, which we know that's not true. Let's just say you got it. You can't work anymore.
Okay.
Where do you think it's going to come from? The money.
That's what retirement plans are for.
Ma'am, I don't care what you call it. It totals up to a certain amount of money.
Right.
If you got half of what you need, call it whatever you want to. Where's the other part gonna come from? See, I'm not laughing. I'm talking to a 40-year-old woman, and y'all are chuckling like this is a game.
It's not a game.
But
It's
you're
just-
you're
There's
laughing.
no answer for it. There's no
Yeah,
answer.
it is.
There's
You mean
no
you'll be eating cat food, dog food, you'll be homeless. You're in New York City. It's called the street. This world is not set up for average earning payroll officer women to live by themselves.
Well, I don't work for a little company, so
I don't care. Did you make more than 6 figures?
no.
Do you make more than 90,000?
Yes.
Less than 100?
No.
You make more than 90,000 a year?
Yes, I do.
Less than 100?
No, I do not.
Then you make 6 figures?
My love, I make 150,000.
This woman, I just asked you make 6 figures. She said no. You can get.
We on Instagram, and I don't know who's watching to be knowing my salary.
Nobody gives a shit what you make, man. It's $75,000 adjusted. That ain't no money in New York City.
No, I
Rent
make
is
no 75,000. I make 100.
rent adjusted. I used to live in New York City, and I know how much it costs. I'm in New York City every month. Rent, how much is your rent? Rent is around $3,000 a month. That's $36,000 a year. So you can make 150. You still ain't gonna have enough money to live. You pay you pay federal tax, state tax, city tax. You're not talking to somebody who don't know what they're talking about.
I respect what you say.
You respect it or not, man, but the bottom line is you are choosing to be an unmarried woman out here. You better be able to pay for yourself between 65 and 85 because the government ain't doing it. There won't be Social Security. Whatever you make, whatever you invest is what you got to live on. And if you run out of money, just like if we run out of money, you will be on the street.
No, I have a lot of resources. I highly doubt that.
Exactly. They always think somebody else. This is why I always think somebody else is going to pay for it. A lot of resources, but the one resource you don't have is a husband and family. And that's my ultimate point. You lived with a man for 13 years and wasted 13 years of building a network and a family and the security and the social safety net. So now you got to talk this shit like you got a career and you're making money. You got all these resources. You're just a chick with a payroll officer job. Congratulations.
I mean, I will congratulate myself because actually.
Of course you will. Of course you will. They always congratulate themselves because they.
Why wouldn't I?
Because man, it ain't gonna work. Congratulate yourself if you know you're gonna have your retirement money and you're at 65. Until then, there is nothing to be congratulated on. But see, this is what happens when we give 8th place trophies. And we tell everybody that they're a winner and everybody there's a queen. We tell women that don't matter. And they think that they won't be the one. They can't comprehend of a world to where they're gonna lose. Man, every day I talk to women in your position.
Right.
I don't think it's funny. Because I listen to women like yourself, and y'all don't understand how dire of a situation you're in. That's how blind y'all are.
I'm not blind, and I'm not dumb, and I'm not stupid. I do have things on the table that I know I'm going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Investments? So things on the table, you come from money?
No, but I'm going to have a nice big check when I'm done with my lawsuit, so I'm okay.
Oh, a lawsuit.
Yes. Absolutely. So I'm okay. Yeah, I have my own organization. I do contracts on the side. So.
Yeah.
Look, he used to kill me.
Men choose women based on money first.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh my God. That's the perfect question. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yo.
Yes.
Where you from, man? Where you from, man?
I'm from Mississippi.
Mississippi goddamn variants. I swear to God.
I'm from Mississippi.
When people are poor, they honestly believe, especially when you're poor-minded. So men pick women based on money.
Yes, absolutely. Status. Yes.
No, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not even, I don't even want to do this, but I'm gonna do you.
I'll make you famous.
You're gonna become famous, man. Because men pick women based upon looks first. In the comment section, gentlemen. Man.
Why she looks so like defeated?
You have any brothers?
I don't.
Okay. And you're how old again?
29.
You've been wrong on fully about 80% of the things that have come out of your mouth. And you haven't, and it doesn't matter if I use facts, data. You can go, and you're a social worker, go pull it all this for yourself. You're saying that men pick women based upon the money. Okay, then that's a question. Why do you have women like Jill Scott? What was that woman's name? Down here in Georgia. Ran for governor. Stacy, whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, the lady with you.
Mm-hmm. Why do you have these women who are chronically single if men pick women based upon money first? Why do black women report the more education they have and the more money they make being less married?
I don't know.
Well, according to what you say, men pick women based upon money first.
Yeah.
But according to the numbers, they don't. Stacey Abrams, successful woman. She has money. Where's her husband? Gabrielle Sidibe. She had to go get an average-looking white dude. Do you want to retract that statement?
I don't. I stand on that, and I believe that. I mean, that's just some women. I mean, some women that you're not. Oprah. Oprah has a man.
Oprah's fucking married.
She's not married, but she has money.
Exactly. Thank you.
But she could be married if she.
No, she couldn't. No, she couldn't.
Oprah could not be married to Stedman if she wanted to.
First of all, I move Oprah to the side because Oprah there's a question about something. Man, why? So, what do men choose women based upon? If women choose men based upon money, what do men choose women based upon?
Men choose women based upon money. Women pick men solely off love.
Ooh. And this is a social worker.
I wish I could hang up on her.
I mean, I'm to the point where I don't even want to make any jokes because this is so sad.
This is so sad.
It's the truth.
No, ma'am. You are danger. And you advise other women?
I do. Absolutely. Yes. I do. Absolutely. Yes.
Ma'am, you really shouldn't have said that. Because you shouldn't be advising anybody.
Yo, I use bad.
This woman actually says men pick women based upon money. Then if that's the case, why do women who have PhDs and MBAs and everything else, why aren't they married? Especially in our community. Because we have the most educated women, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why do we have the lowest marital rate?
Sometimes
one in four black women will marry anybody. Not just black men. 1 in 4 black women will marry in their lifetime. So you can't make it a black man issue. If men excuse me, you're not gonna fucking put this on black men. I will destroy you. if you try that shit. I said one, okay, just as long as you don't try that, we can have the conversation, but 1 in 4 black women will marry in their lifetime. If we have the most educated, meaning making money and education, then why are they the least married? If men choose women based upon status.
Some women are very busy. They have busy schedules. Some educated women have very busy schedules. So they really don't have time to date.
Some. Talk to me about, excuse me, ma'am. I don't want to talk about, see what you do is when you start losing the argument, you start to deflect to the minority. Talk to me about the majority. 50% of the women in question were educated, but yet 1 in 4 were married. Don't talk to me about some. Talk to me about the majority. Why are 1 in 4 marrying? And actually, the marital rate drops as black women go up in education and up in income, which is an up in status. Why does marriage drop? Don't tell me about the ones that are some that are too busy. If men pick women based on if men pick women based on status, why are these higher status women more unmarried?
I believe that they get to the point where it's like, I've been single, I've been alone by myself, or while they're getting their education, they're dating, but it's just not a connection.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Ma'am, you just contradicted your own point and you won't stop. Bag?
Oh, this one funny.
What room you gonna put it in? See, one of the things that's happened in our culture is we've pumped so much bullshit into it. So we've had young ladies like you watching people talk about manifest, the secret kind of stuff. All right, fine. Faith. I was baptized at 5. I've been a man of faith my entire life. But faith without works is what? I don't want a Bible bump with me. Faith without works is what?
I mean,
faith without works is what?
That's hope then. You're not talking about
faith without works is dead.
Can you reach for a Bible right now?
Now I want you to look at the stubbornness in this. I want you guys to understand this is Order 66 that I talked about yesterday and the day before. This is what it is. This is what was programmed by Big Mama. That's why I said I don't really feel sad. I mean, so I'm not so hard because this was programmed in women like yourself. This is Order 66. She's too young to have gotten this far off track by herself.
Correct.
But unfortunately, the world doesn't care.
Correct.
And who else sits here and talks to women like you day in and day out, whether you like it or not? And I got more women saying thank you.
Please, you
don't. Then you tell me, okay, I shoot them down.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you want to say, ma'am.
Fine.
I'm sorry. If that's what you want to say, because I'm not going to tell you that you know what you're talking about when you don't. And I'm going to use this as a lesson because. And let's just say I do shoot them down. Let's just take it your way. I shoot them down. Does it help them?
I have no clue. They gotta.
Whoa! Stop right there.
Follow up.
Hold on. Stop right there. Let's just say I do shoot them down. Does it help them? You say you have. If you say you have no clue, then what are you talking about?
Okay.
See, this is why so many black women are so easily taken advantage of. This is why you got white guys who can get on TikTok and just call you queens and everything else, and y'all are just watch them, give them 100,000 views and donate. You're easily manipulated by somebody telling you what the hell you want to hear. calling you a queen, telling you this and that, and y'all will just run out and stand in line and buy the books and everything else, sign up for their courses. But somebody comes along and tells you the truth that you can go look up for yourself, hard realities that everybody else deals with in life that you can observe yourself, and you turn around and call it negative. But the only person that's losing is women who look like you. If I wanted to shoot you down, I would sit around and do what everybody else does and write books and tell you you're queens and line up and get the bag. I don't have to do this. I ain't had to spend the last 20 minutes to try to talk to somebody whose head is as solid as that rock you're behind you. But I know somebody else that looks like you, as young as you, is listening and starting to say, you know what? In her, I see me, and there's a problem. You ain't used to having a man talk to you, and that is understandable because most of us didn't grow up with fathers. But you are still responsible for who you are in this world, young lady. Whether your father was there or not, your mother and your father, I don't know what that situation is, but you're 20 some odd years old. You got to get yourself through this world. And it ain't by sitting around having opinions and manifesting. You don't manifest and carry your ass to the armed services. Going to the armed services because you need some substance and security. If you really want to put this manifest shit to the test, you would turn down Uncle Sam's paycheck and his benefits, and you'd carry your ass out into the city and see if you can manifest the real living. Take that art and stuff you say you're so good at, don't go the government benefit way, go out there.
I am. I'm in LA.
Uh-huh. But you forgot the first part. You're in the reserve.
Okay.
That ain't free. You get paid for that. And you're talking about going, did you say full-time or something like that?
Possibly, if my
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
why go into a place that has structure, authority, discipline, and rules if you're gonna manifest in such a creative? That's counterintuitive. If you can manifest and believe, then go out there.
you're
in LA.
4 hours a day. It would provide me income in order to do so.
Ding, 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 ding. This is why I don't feel sorry, because at the end of the day, they know how to survive when it gets right down to it. Bottom line, yep, you just proved my point.
No.
Yeah, you did. You don't understand you did, but you did.
Your point is to get a man and have him provide for me. That
ain't my point. That ain't my point. Damn sure ain't my point to you. Where have I said to you to go get a man in this conversation?
I'm talking about your overall.
No, I'm talking to you. No, I'm talking to you. Where have I said in this conversation? See, you pulling shit out from all these different conversations. What you think about? What have I said once about you going to get a man? What have I told you? You need some therapy. You need some structure. I ain't said damn nothing about a man.
Why do I need therapy?
Because you're broken.
How am I broken?
Watch the replay.
What have I told you?
Watch the replay, ma'am. What you've told me and what I've gleaned, just look in the comment section what the women say.
It's because of a man. It's because of a man that I'm broken.
Okay, well, whatever. Then, okay, if that's the case, you're still broken. I didn't say why.
I was trying to help you prove your point. I'm not.
No, man. No. It's because of a man you're broken. I didn't say why you're broken. I just said you were broken. What are you doing about your brokenness?
Making myself do what I got to do.
So you're doing it yourself?
Yes.
What qualifies you to do that?
Me being alive, breathing.
Okay. A lawyer who represents himself has a fool for a client. What's wrong with going to get some therapy? What's wrong with sitting down and talk to somebody who's trained in this kind of stuff? So then do it. What's the worst that could happen? Order 66, y'all. She admits, I'm broken. She said, I wouldn't know what to talk about. Then it is, I'm broken, but I'm broken because of the men. See, your life, you've been used to being able to blame men. I don't care. You know what the issue is. What are you going to do about it?
You're right.
I know I am.
A man tried to break me.
What are you doing about it? Man, we heard what you said, and we all see what we see. Ma'am, you can say what you want to. These hearts are coming from men and women alike. The only one that doesn't seem to understand what's going on is you. And I'm not doing this to hurt you or embarrass you. I'm doing this to help you. You'll thank me one day. Because you're too young to be this sour.
Ooh, who's sour? You sour. If anybody's sour.
Right.
Sour. Because where is your woman in all of this? Where is your woman?
Mm-hmm. She's where she needs to be. She's no. Are we talking about relationships now? Hold on. Are we talking about relationships now? Is that what you want to do?
I'm saying.
Okay. She's where she needs to be. Where's your man?
Back in New York, and that's not my man no more.
Is that the one that tried to break you?
Mm-hmm.
Because mine don't do that. Mine plays her role. She knows her part, and she's glad to have it.
Quiet.
Excuse me?
Like she be quiet?
She ain't quiet.
That's hard.
See, you don't understand nothing. That's why I said you're broken.
Okay.
This is why I said you're broken. And ain't nothing wrong with being broken. But you need to address it. Because you walk into the world this way, and this is what the world gets. The other two women on the panel weren't like you. They came in at a different energy, a different place. You were the one I focused on because you were the one in trauma. You were the one in distress. You were the one that's looking for something. And you didn't sit here for a reason. And you didn't join back on here because you didn't need something. You're just too proud to admit you do. Because if you didn't want to be sitting here, you didn't have to take the re-invitation. Young lady, we all fail in life. It ain't easy.
Right.
But we need help.
I can.
You're not, then you can't do it yourself.
From a man, a specific man in my life, that's what I don't need.
I said therapy.
Okay.
And what is the problem with men? Why at 22 are men so bad? I don't need problem. I need help from a man. Well, do respect this military you're going to get into? That's a male organization.
But it's a job at the end of the day. It's a
but it's made by men.
It's business.
It's run by men.
As long as they're being
It's run by men. I thought you didn't need no man. Everything you got in this world are man-made. The building you in, the wall that's behind you was not constructed by females. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, he had a lot of memorable clips though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm rewatching. I seen that clip and I'm rewatching that shit like I ain't never seen that shit before. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so astonishing. Like, just to hear, the reaction, like the wrong and strong mentality that we hear so much from some women is crazy to me, man. Like,
and he telling her, I mean, I'm trying to help you. You may not appreciate it now, but you gonna appreciate it in the future.
And you on mute.
The more and more I did watch these clips, it made me realize how, similar even our content is with reaching, women and men and stuff like that. Like, I know there's other shows that have women on their shows and they have these conversations, but I still don't think it's like ours, man. I think, man, I'm just want to say I'm proud of y'all for, doing our part. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that support us in the chat as well.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, man, we're gonna continue to keep doing the work, man. I know that it's probably got more compilations on his live stream. We gonna get ready to call it a night. I think we're gonna be back. We back on it live. I think hopefully this Thursday. If not, we probably gonna do some reaction videos. If y'all got any reactions that y'all want us to, the reaction videos that y'all want us to do, just I guess DM us on IG or email us at dailyrapupcrew.com, gmail.com. That way we got to tune in, man. We got to tap in a lot more with, obviously our supporters and the people that mess with us. We might just have a live stream where we just have y'all call in and just, get it off y'all chest, man, on some Breakfast Club shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I know a lot of y'all be DM us. So like, it's a lot of topics y'all want to talk about and stuff like that. So we definitely going to figure all of that out. So, so we going to keep you updated in the community tab. Anything else? Any last words?
No.
Appreciate everybody, man. That's it. Rest in peace to the Godfather.
Yeah, go get some
sleep to the Godfather.
Nigga, this nigga sound like he about to fall asleep. Nigga, like,
that one sip of water got you that sleepy, my boy.
Man, I've been at this all night, man. Come on, man.
What? Stop the cab. That's what we need. That sound effect too. Stop the cab.
This is where my bottle at. You know what I mean? That's what.
Nigga, that shit been like that for weeks, nigga. For you.
Agua.
Yeah, I can continue to cap. It's cool. You know what I mean?
Nigga act like you were drinking that, but I've stopped it. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I can continue to cap. Y'all know I does this, man. It's cool though.
Huh? I mean, you want me to pull up the? I got the videos. Like, you want me to pull up the videos?
There's a reason you only got one video, man.
Yeah, I got two. Actually, I got two videos. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got one. It's the same night, bro. Come on.
No, actually, it's not the same night.
The other one is cat, man. You know it, bro.
No, stop it.
It's big cat, nigga. It's big cat.
Yo, man, we again, if y'all didn't already hit that like button, make sure y'all hit that like button. We got the audio dropping tomorrow, 7 a.m. That's a good episode too, man.
Please listen to this audio before the show comes out Friday, because I need y'all to be in them comments on Friday when we have the show, man. We need to I need to understand, are we the only people that think like that? I'm starting to think we like it's a crazy world out here. Women, yo, bruh.
That's a fact, man.
Yo, Shorty was talking about how she would not make her man a plate. Yo, y'all just gotta listen to her reason why she won't make her man a plate, man, because it's just outrageous. Like, so nigga, now you want it.
And if a man makes his woman a plate, he's only trying to force himself to be a leader so she can follow suit to make plates too. Yo, women logic is crazy. They are crazy.
That's a fact, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna tap in with y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for joining tuning in.
No, man.